Welcome. I'm Ian, GamerDad1, and with me is Marv, GamerDad2. This is the Two Gamer Dads podcast, episode 4, a time where we talk with some very special guests, usually the friends we like the most and the most we want to talk to, and
Is it in
discuss
order of
everything
them
under
coming
the
in?
sun. No order. From video games, parenting, and our favorite movies, basically anything that we find interesting and enjoyable. We hope you enjoy this as much as we enjoy making it. And today we have a very special guest who I think we have make mention of in every single podcast so far. He is by far the most chill and funny gamer I've ever played with. He'll crack jokes as Crota smashes your head in, and laugh in the face of Sylvanus. In the world of gamer dads, there are many wannabes, but there's only one true alpha chat gamer dad. Today, that alpha chat walks amongst us. Gentlemen, how is everyone today?
Good. Lam, are you impressed by your intro?
Super impressed. Yeah. I just like to start off to tell you guys, right, that this is not a mole, this is a pimple. So a lot of people ask me, when they see me on the screen, hey, wow, why you got new mole? This is not a mole, okay, this is a pimple.
How long has that mole been there?
I don't know, like, because now
The
cannot
mole.
go for facial, right? But like, because of the COVID thing, right? So now go for facial. But I'm surprised
Cannot
that
go
they
for facial?
I don't know. I think cannot take out mask off activity. Or at least that's my impression. So
But you must this part.
cannot.
Then you
Then,
leave
then
the
like,
bottom
well,
part.
我只要坐这里. You all right? Yeah.
Do you normally go for facials?
I try to. Yeah,
Look
I
at him,
try
look at
to.
his face, so smooth.
Yeah,
Look at his
now
skin.
look
So
at
smooth.
Look at this.
Yeah.
like baby boy.
Sorry for
My baby are
the,
there.
the listeners on our podcast. You cannot see Lam's
No.
baby smooth
Lum's
skin.
face. Yeah, no, I was going to say that I have done one facial in my life. One.
Oh, really?
Mark, have you done before?
I have done before when I was much younger lah. I hated
Yeah,
it.
so
really?
so the first
Pain,
time I did.
Freaking
Yeah, okay, so let me talk about this, okay? Because the first time I did facial, it was like some 3 hour. You know, when you go to last time, you can travel to where did I go? Not Bali, not Phuket. Batam. So I went to Batam. Then usually you go to there's this particular mall, right? That they will give you like $90. You can 3 hour spa, whatever.
Oh,
Then they add the
voucher,
facial
right?
at the end, right? So I said, sure, let's try lah. Facial sounds good, right? Wow. When we go to the facial, right? I legit thought that after I finished the facial, when I see my face, it's full of blood.
Full
Because
of
that's how it feels like when they're doing the facial, it feels like they're stabbing your face and pulling crap out. Like they're literally scratching your face. Marv, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Is the extraction, is it? They're extracting the whitehead, is it?
I
You don't know.
It's probably the extraction lah.
Yeah, extraction.
don't know.
It's that painful.
But my
right?
sister, yeah.
Yeah, extraction is painful. Yeah.
But my sister told me that maybe that the more you do facial, the less pain it becomes.
Yeah,
Because there's less stuff to clear, I guess,
Yeah,
less dirt
yeah.
on your face.
Because it's not so stubborn anymore.
Oh, so that's truly your experience. The more facial you do, the better it
Supposed to
becomes.
lah, but I also go very little. Yeah, caveat. Yeah, really nice skin.
Actually, reality, every go right.
Genetics is genetic. Okay, so we talk about facial, but maybe Alam, can you introduce yourself, who you are? If you want to tell us about your family, we will talk a bit about that later. But yeah, tell us who you are.
So my name is Eugene. Eugene Lam. So a lot of people call me Lam. I'm a father of 4 kids.
Whoa.
11, 9. Yeah, sorry, must think about 11, 9, 8, and 6. Yeah. So 1 year, 2 years apart lah. Then usually how I count, I cannot remember my kids' birth year, but so usually I remember the first one. Then I
Then
count
you
back.
minus.
Yeah, count back. Yeah, because it's every year you have to change, right? So that's how I remember. Their workstations are behind me, so if you can see. So
Yeah,
they
you
all
see
have
them on the
their
screen.
own.
At the corner, right? They're at the corner.
No, that's my mom's friends. So we
okay.
purposely so we just moved into the new house. So we are, because of the COVID, we are hosting batches by batches, not big bang. So today my mom is hosting her friends today. It's good
Wait,
because
wait.
we have this thing. Yeah.
Wait, repeat that, like hosting batches. So like everybody takes their turn to host different groups of people. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, sort of. Because maximum 5 people, so we we host in different batches. Today
So
my
who
mom,
stays with you apart from your I guess your wife and your kids?
yeah. So my mom stays with me. Then I have 4 kids. I have a helper as well. Then that's it all. Then my wife stays with me, obviously, sleeps with me. If not, that's jialat already.
We'll talk about your house later because I think that's a topic that has dominated your mind for like the past year, right? And I want to know like what you did with your house and stuff like that.
Sure.
But And what about your gaming adventures?
My first online game and the platform that I play most previously is still PC. So I played Age of Empires, if you know Age of Empires. So I started from Age of Empires era where I go on the 36.6K modem and play the online.
That's how old you are.
36.6, not even 52K.
Yeah, I was on
36.6.
52K, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought something 50 lah. 50
Then
something lah.
then the phone bill will rack up to hundreds of dollars. Back then. Then after that, the great quality of life improvement came when we had cable.
Yeah, cable modem.
Cable modem. Wow, then we suddenly we could
One Mbps, like wow.
Age of Empire was my favorite game. I like to play RTS games. So Age of Empires kind of games is one of my favorite. But now very seldom play Age of Empire games really. Now play more MMORPG. Got console games on and off. But I think now I toggle between mobile games and PC games. Not a very console fan. I feel that console, don't know, to me, is still like for kids. I don't know.
So when's your last console you bought? What's the last console you bought?
To be fair, Nintendo Wii. So
wow, the
Wii,
first Wii, not even the Wii U.
Oh, you don't own a Switch?
I own a Switch.
Okay,
for your kids, right?
Yeah. I own a Switch and I traded my last time got the e-scooter, right? So when I sold my car, I traded a e-scooter for my cousin's Xbox. So we trade so about the same price.
Bad trade.
Then the Xbox got the dance game. So my kids like to play my kids like to play all these dance game. That's why I maybe associate it with kids.
Kids. Wait. You traded for an Xbox, not even Xbox One. Like the old Xbox.
No, the Xbox 360, is it? I think so.
Oh my gosh.
That's even
That's even
worse.
PS3
That's before
era,
the one.
I don't know.
That's PS3, That's like 2 generations ago.
Yeah.
But to be fair, back then the e-scooter was still legal, and there was a period of time where the e-scooter was very, very popular.
But that wasn't very long ago though.
2000.
Couple of years ago lah.
Yeah, a couple years ago. That was before people started.
I got a bad trade,
lah.
is it? Or good trade?
No, that's a bad trade, man.
Oh, shit.
E-scooter. Yours is the Zheng scooter or the legit scooter?
Legit scooter lah, like the one I think can go 20 kilometers per hour.
Those that cannot go to 50 kind of.
No.
Because there are some which can zheng.
Tom is a law-abiding citizen, man.
Yeah. Now for
maybe your you said you traded to your friend or your cousin?
my cousin.
Maybe your cousin got in zheng it.
Maybe hard to say. Yeah, but after that, I was quite happy because after that, it becomes a chore to get rid of it. Because when they make it illegal, right? Then you have to go and register and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then it becomes I had to sell one of it. I think they go and export or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you play. Okay, so you're mostly a PC gamer. So you play. I mean, there's very little RTS games nowadays. Like, it's not a lot.
The last one I played was still StarCraft.
StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1?
2. Wow,
StarCraft 2
cannot be
lah.
one, right?
I don't know. He said he started with Age of Empires, yo. Who knows what his last RTS game is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
StarCraft 2, yeah.
Age of Empires 4 is coming.
But when you after a while you play, you don't play the game. You play for the company. And I really like back then we play and we were very, very young, right? For me, I was like primary school, secondary school era, right? I think secondary school era. And then there is one group of friends that we really always play deathmatch with, and then it was really very fun. But they're all like don't go where already now.
It's actually quite rare to see people who play competitive RTS.
Yeah.
Back then it was more lah. Back then StarCraft was like StarCraft 1 was a big thing.
Yeah. Now
there
very
was
rare.
There was this online StarCraft similar game that was very big in Singapore. I can't remember the name of it. Later when I think of it.
Like Warcraft?
No, it's StarCraft. It's space. It's sci-fi. But I can't remember the name of it. It was very popular in Singapore.
Okay.
Online only. Yeah, I can't remember. Later I'll think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to share about yourself? I mean, we'll find out more lah. But
I also play a lot of the. I would like to howl in a bit. I learn. I do a lot of business, right? Then when all those people who are haters of gamers, I tell you, I learned my business skills through Neopet. So if you know Neopet, so please don't hate your children or hate your spouse for playing games. All my business skills, how to run a shop, how to bid for prizes, where do you get cheap, buy hollow, sell high, how to trade people? Although I did a bad trade on that's not representative of my trading skills. But I mean, I learned a lot of things from there, and I think I encourage
Man.
all those people who play games to
Yeah.
learn some things from the games.
Share about
That teaches you
your
critical skills. No, go ahead.
sorry. Share about your gaming nick also.
Oh, so I'm known by a lot of things. I'm known. My first official name is Powerless. Yeah, Powerless. But Powerless is a name, right? So very easy it's an English word, so it's very easy. So instead of using Powerless, then I'll use Powerless ONES, like one. Then I spell out Powerless once. That was my unique gaming name. Then then later as I become more cheeky in life, then I use game nicks like Pepebapepu, and like yeah, and like Kanjong, and like Pang Yao.
Pepebapepu is your Battle.net name,
Wow.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my Pepebapepu.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he has the most unique
Yeah.
gimmicks. Like, it's memorable. Like when I see this person log online, sometimes you see people log on, you're like, wait, who is this person again? Like on Steam, right? They has log on, but you're like, who the heck is this person? But when I see when Islam is like, okay, I know this is Islam. But it's gonna scam or whatever. I know it's definitely him.
Yeah, like
It's
in WoW, you see Kanchong and you see Pang Yao, you know it's him already.
The kena scam is because we came back to play WoW, right? Then I feel that I
Yeah.
kena scam to come
That
back
was
to play WoW.
during Legion, right?
Legion times.
Hey, but Legion was okay, what?
It was fun, It was fun. Yeah.
Legion was okay. Okay. And maybe you go back to the what do you so I know you work in IT security.
Yes. So I work
What
for
exactly does speak to the layman, people who
Okay.
don't even know what a VPN is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Explain to us like we are 5 years old.
Great. So you can sign. I think on the latest initiative that we have, right? Everybody sign on documents, right? Sign on document. You can sign on document. My parents' signature. You sign on document. So we provide an electronic way to sign using your SingPass. So you can sign
Okay.
with your SingPass. So you can scan the QR code. It's like the QR code check-in like that. So my company is doing something with that with the Singapore government. So that's one of our biggest initiative now. Yeah.
So is it your own company?
So I run the company. It is not my company. I sold my company to this company. So I now help run the company as a deputy. Yeah.
I heard that
Oh.
the person who bought your company is Hampin's friend's dad.
Yeah. So
Right.
Hampin's friend actually work with me now, like together. Yeah.
Yeah, so Hampin is
So
one
he's-
of our WoW friends lah.
Oh, okay.
Very, very small. world.
Small world, yeah, small world.
Yeah.
Oh. It'd be cooler if it was because of WoW you managed to sell your company.
That would
Like
be
gaming help you boost your business, just like Neopets.
yeah. That would be a good story to tell.
That's cool. I mean, so would you consider yourself as a because it has to do with like IT stuff? Are you trained in IT or are you just more a businessman?
So I tell you, my kids love me because I can repair their computer for them. So every time they got some computer problem,
Baba.
I become the number one best friend already. Then
Then
I'll
you got smack their head. Not? Hello, you
No.
never turn on the power. How you know?
No. I'll hug them. Then I force them to ask who is your best friend. I'll tell them, hey, you tell me who is your best friend first. Then they will say Papa. Then I'll fix for them. But it's good because with our IT skill set, I also don't know to be honest, we use IT so much, right? We use computers so much, right? I also don't know how to not survive without some basic level of troubleshooting, right? Because imagine if there's something that's spoiled, keyboard cannot work, then how? Don't know how to plug in, then cannot every time also call friend or whatever. So I think some skills just very thankful to have.
So would you consider yourself a hardware or software person?
I like hardware, so I can do both. But I like hardware more because hardware is like adult Lego, right? So you just fix stuff together. Yeah.
Expensive Lego.
Yeah. And then if you really fix computer, there is something called a POSD. That means when the first time you power on a computer, there's a sound. I don't know. Now modern computers don't have.
You know if it works, right?
Yeah, and you fix everything together, you power on very shook. Wow, then you high. If cannot, then you like what is
Then you
that?
troubleshoot, take out the RAM, take out everything. What's wrong?
Fix everything, try to blow a bit, then go back again.
People don't understand this thing. You know the old Game Boy cartridge?
Yes.
You know, last time our young gamers don't understand
Don't appreciate
this concept. Hey, what did Sherilyn say? Got technical difficulty?
No, she gave me a thumbs up and says very good.
Already.
Very,
Anyway,
very
Jamie
exciting,
says
right?
hi in the chat.
Oh, hello, hi,
Oh.
JB.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think we skip the news for now. Although you want to talk about it actually, because Slum has like 4 children, right?
Ah,
Yeah, actually,
So
our first
yeah,
news, I think I want to talk about it.
yeah. You
It's
can talk about
it's
it.
actually quite relevant to us. So, Lam, have you heard about the China restrictions?
oh yes, yes.
Yeah, so recently, for people who don't know, China has instituted a new kind of like a new. It's not really a law, but new regulation that I think children below the age of 19, 18 and below,
18.
Mm.
18 and below, right? Yeah, can only play 1 hour of online gaming 3 days a week, basically Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, lah, and also public holidays, of course. So, if do you all know that this is actually not a new thing?
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's not.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
know.
It's already existing in China
yes, so
for
before
quite some
this,
time.
if I'm not wrong, it's 3 hours, maximum. Now it's 1 hour per those 3 days, lah. So
How do
basically,
they
they
enforce?
they tighten. Yes, so
Yeah,
that's the other question.
they don't.
No, they actually do. So, in China, right, to be able to log online, this is what I read, lah. It may not be accurate, but in order to log online, everybody needs like a certain account, right? So it's almost like
ID.
like a social security number or your IC number. Yeah, you need this thing to log onto the internet in China. So that's how they're tracking, lah, or that's how they're going to track.
But there are so many loopholes, right? Like you just take your mother's card also can do, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Technically,
No
lah.
limit on that, right? Like,
I
there's
mean,
no
of course,
limit
there are loopholes to go through, lah. But of course, being China, if you get caught breaking the rules, you get disappeared.
What are your thoughts on this, like? Like, do you
Screen
think it's a
time,
good
right?
thing, it's a bad thing, or?
Yeah. So I think the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because I think, as like for me, Ian and I, we are new fathers, and for you, father of four, I'm sure it's something that's always on our mind, right? How much screen time do you want to give your kids? How much online time do you want to give your kids? Because there's always like this. I don't know about you lah, but for me, there's a fear of when Meredith grows up, who's she gonna talk to on the internet? Is she gonna
Of course, for sure. This is
yeah,
very real topic.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. On one hand, for me, it's like it might be a good thing to limit them. Yeah. But when it's state mandated, when it's country mandated, then
Yeah.
it becomes oppressive, right? What do you think?
I think a certain framework should be there to at least guide guide the adults on what is right or wrong. So I attended the church parenting course, right? And then they keep saying that rules are here to restrict us, but actually rules are also there. Rules and boundaries are there to make people feel secure and safe. So if you don't give your kids boundary, then they will never know. Of course, they are there to test the boundary. Hey, I mean that's what all of us do when we are kids.
Yeah.
Even now, we test the boundary, right? But if I know that I only can do 7, for example, and I hit 7 already, I know that that's the limit, and then I shouldn't go past the limit. And I feel safe there. But if I go past the limit, I know that I'm already breaking something, and then I will feel unsafe, lah. But if there's no boundary at all, it is even worse because so there's 2 parts to this equation, right? One part is on the how much should the boundary be set? Is it 3 hours too much or not? Imagine now, maybe for me, I personally feel 3 hours is too little, lah. But then what happens if you say 30 hours, 40 hours? Where is the
That's
limit?
what I feel. Yeah.
There's still a limit that everybody is acceptable, right? So I think a guideline is good, but then how stringent is the guideline? That to me is the big question. A guideline is good. Even Singapore, I think we have guidelines. I believe so.
Yeah.
Not
MCCY lah.
mandatory,
Yeah.
not mandatory, but at least we have guidelines. I think guidelines are good.
Yeah, I think so. So my thing is that this is a very tiered question, right? Because like in terms of, so the reason why people limit screen time is because they think that there are negative effects to too much screen time. That's the basis. That's the understanding. So a lot of parents, especially young parents, they don't want their kids to screen time because they fear it. One of the reasons is because they become too dependent on it, right? It's like you would rather choose your screen than maybe spending time with family. That's one level. Another thing, obviously, is like the negative effects of online stuff, whether it be sexual predators online or whatever, right? I mean, that's a totally different level. But we also know of all these stories, right? Where you go to a food court, now less so because of COVID. Then when you reach there, family of 4, right? But when they start eating, right, everybody, instead of talking, they straight away have their iPads in front of them. Yeah. And that's I mean, honestly, being a new parent now is like, previously I was quite like, "Walao, why you do this?" But I also know that it's challenging sometimes when you have a lot of kids to control a lot of them, and sometimes you do need that engagement for them. Like sometimes it's just so easy to just iPad, pop, and then you just go and do your thing, right? Go and watch for a while. But I think in a sense the limit is there, like what Lam said, to protect, in a sense, to protect. But it gives, so I want to ask Lam this: do you give your kids a set like number that they have to adhere to? Because I think what you say is really true. Like if you give someone a set number, then it also gives them a way to plan their time. Like, okay, I have 2 hours to play today. I can play 1 hour now, and then do my homework or do whatever. Then I play 1 hour later. Or I can use up everything now. Then later tonight I got nothing to do. Or I do something else. Is that what you do for your
I think the biggest testimony is behind me. You see my computer tables are empty now, right? So, I mean, we do let them play quite a lot. Like I think maybe about 6 hours a day minimum, like during school holidays. But it comes with certain responsibility, lah. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm quite fortunate that my wife is quite good at managing this. So when we ask them to stop, they really stop, lah. They will stop because they know that they can continue to play again tomorrow, right? So they don't like why, and we are quite understanding by because we both are gamers. Me and my wife both are gamers, right? So we know online games you cannot pause. And sometimes when you AFK, there's penalties. So we don't like you stop right now. Like we don't do that. Like we like okay, you finish your last game, finish up. Like if the time is gonna start already, like gonna reach already, then you don't go and start a new game already. You just like go and browse or whatever. Then because I'm security by trade, I install a security software that blocks them from accessing any undesirable websites like chatting or whatever, right?
Nicely done.
So I block all of them to do that. Then I monitor lah. I mean, in the event that that's the condition of having an internet, right? Then with regards to the online chatting, right? Prior to this year, I never allow them to speak on any chatting platform. But this year onwards, there is 3 golden rules, and they also propose one. Not I propose one. They propose to me. The first rule is you don't friend someone you don't know in real life. So all their friends, because I have economy of scale, right? So they can friend themselves, right? So that's probably the nice thing, like they friend themselves. Or they friend their friends of friends. So like let's say my eldest daughter start to have friends. So they will friend my eldest daughter's friend. So that's one of it. The second one is they don't friend anybody. First one is don't friend anybody you don't know. Second one is they don't chat with anybody that they don't know as well. So in terms of online chat. And then the third one, they say they don't follow strangers lah. So like if the stranger asks him to go somewhere, then he probably don't do that. So the game that they play is Roblox. So I'm sure you guys have heard of this before.
Recently went public a couple of months ago lah. So,
like Minecraft.
My take on it is that okay, I have personal experience to share, and then also there's something that we also need to consider for China lah, which I will talk about later. So my personal experience was in terms of screen time, because obviously when we were younger we didn't have Discord or that kind of stuff, right? My first console was a Sega Genesis. I think I mentioned this before lah. So the way my mom controlled my gaming time was that I can only play video games, whether it's on the PC or on the console, during school holidays. Yes, that's how bad it was. So for non-Singaporean friends or viewers, listeners, our semester in school, primary school, is like 10 weeks, right? Last time, week 1 to week 10, then exams, something like that. Then there'll be the first quarter of the year, then 2-week holiday. Or is it 1 week holiday?
1 week.
Around there.
Yep. Then another 10 weeks, then 1 month holiday, then repeat lah. So basically that's half a year, right? So I only got to play for 2.5 months out of 12 months out of a year lah.
What do you do during weekends then?
Cannot lah. Just at the most watch cartoons, then So the way my mom like managed my time was she would draw out a timetable on a Vanguard sheet, and then
Oh,
she
like
would put it on the wall, and then I have to follow the
Yeah.
timetable. Yeah.
okay.
Wow.
So weekends at the most is maybe like a couple hours of cartoon, and then the rest is all study time lah. So that's how she controlled my screen time and my gaming time. Obviously it backfired. Got some independence. I think in about I would say JC onwards, then got some independence, right? Wow, I tell you, that was like I think
Oh, hell break loose.
got into
Oh,
Dota.
hell.
Yeah, got into Dota 5.84C, and then
Oh.
wow, went nuts. Yeah.
Mm.
No, and of course during secondary school it led to me running to land shops after school,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like maybe
Land shops,
okay, my mom's not going to listen to this, but I'll tell my mom I need to stay back for supplementary. And then
You mean she still doesn't know?
no, she doesn't know. I'm not gonna
Are
tell
you
her.
kidding me?
There's no reason to tell her anyway. Let her continue thinking that I was a good boy.
Sherilyn is listening. Sherilyn is
Yeah,
listening.
Sherilyn is here.
She has ammo.
Yeah, so now that I'm a parent, of course, I would want to learn from the mistakes that my parents made. I mean, none of us are perfect, right? So definitely we want to pick up the good things that our parents did, and then try not to make the same mistakes. So I guess for me, of course we live in a very different time. Our kids are going to be hyper connected compared to us. Last time we need to memorize our friend's phone number and call them. Correct? You don't know the phone
555
number,
notebook.
GG.
Right.
Yeah, right on the 555 notebook. Yeah. Now it's like, I assume that when she's like, our kids are in primary school, they'll probably get their first phones, I think. Around there. How old did your
Lam probably is like kindergarten probably got already.
No. Now, my daughter just got her phone this year. She's primary primary five this year.
Yeah.
So she just get her phone now.
and it's a smartphone, I assume.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
Xiaomi
like for
phone.
us, we didn't get our first smartphones until
Yeah, 3210.
damn long.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like how old are we? 20 or 30 years old?
But
Something like that.
No lah.
technology also
Oh,
different
smartphone,
lah.
you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
smartphone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I got
It
my
didn't
first
even-
my first smartphone was the Apple 3G, which was during uni. So
Oh.
that's how old we were. But yeah, like I was saying, it's gonna be a totally different world, right? So obviously I'm scared, I'm apprehensive how it's gonna go. But yeah, I definitely won't like cut her off totally. Because I don't think that's good. Obviously I wanna let her explore, but with boundaries, like we all said. Yeah. So with regards to this China thing, I think one thing that we need to know that's different from us, let's say like us Singaporeans or Malaysians, or even like the Western world, is that China is very, very, very into mobile gaming. Correct?
Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of their games are banned or not allowed to be sold. Like even WoW took a long time to get into
Yep.
China.
They don't have the same Steam basically
Yeah,
either.
they don't have Steam, they don't have Battle.net. All of them are they have to when a company wants to go into China, they have to partner up with a Chinese company.
One of the publishing company. Yeah.
Correct. So and the Chinese government has a lot of like say, a lot of power. So from what I know and what I read, what I've listened, is that a lot of children, or kids, even teenagers or even like young adults, they just play mobile games only.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I've read that the addiction rate is like quite bad there lah. Which is why I think it led to this scenario of them clamping down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I lived in China for a while. So I was in Shanghai in 2019 for half a year. So I kind of know what they go through. But I think it's also a product of their culture. A lot of them have only one child. But it's also very stressful because their education system is way worse than Singapore. Like, imagine our competition is like this level. Their competition is like... So they do study a lot. But then on top of that, the parents will let them play a lot as well to compensate. But apart from the China thing, right, I was also thinking that, like, I would rather give my kid something that people consider as bad, like gaming, but do it in a setting that's safe, that I can see, I can understand, I can guide her with. So, like, for example, the idea of, like, do you know there's this YouTuber called Gaijin Hunter? He's a Monster Hunter guy. He actually lives in Japan. He has a half Japanese daughter because he married a Japanese.
He's white, right? And
Yeah, he's white. He's white.
that's why he's
So
called
he,
Gaijin Hunter lah. Basically
yeah, it's called
foreigner.
Gaijin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he actually plays like his daughter Yuna is 12 years old. Like past year got into Monster Hunter. So they play a lot. But like they play together. I think that dynamic is really cool. Like that you can
Play.
have an activity together with your kid. Like it's a bonding activity, just like how, like if you have another bonding activity, let's say you like fishing, right? And your daughter likes fishing, and you go fishing together. Nobody's gonna go, oh my gosh, you guys are fishing too much together. You guys should stop fishing together, right? It's just somehow with gaming, there's a stigma to it, lah. And I would rather be able to frame gaming in a way that is healthy, in a way that I think is healthy, whether it's in the matter of time or the type of gaming that I want to expose her to, and let her experience it in a safe environment, like you said, with rules and boundaries, than to tell her you cannot do it. Then she go and find her own way, like Marv did with going to land shop, where basically his mom cannot control, right? Like land shop is way worse than if she had let him play at home.
At home, yes.
Right. And like with you, with like Lam, with your current setup with your kids, I can see like it's open setup, right? If they do anything on their computer, the whole world can see. Right. Their siblings will see, wait, what are you doing?
Yeah, their siblings will bao for sure. They will tell on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very common. Yeah.
So I guess that's a benefit to having 4 kids also. Yeah. But I think that's one. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Great. I think what you all both say is really very real. I mean, the problems are real. Yeah. Problems are real that when some too much of, I think it's true for everything. Too much good of something becomes bad also.
Bad.
Yeah. So I think regardless whether you're fishing or you're playing games or whatever, right? It becomes a problem when it takes over core activities of your life.
Yeah.
So I don't deny that for China, right, the problem is real. But I think the questionable part is really is the solution the right solution or not?
Yeah.
I mean, but unfortunately for a place that is so big, it's hard to say, let's tailor make the solution for everybody. It doesn't work like that also. It just sucks to be them that they'd have to decide like that. Like they have no choice.
Yeah. The other thing is, I know China sends a lot of like teams to take part in tournaments, right? Like even Dota is quite dominated by it's got a lot of Chinese
The Chinese teams
right?
are one of the best in the world.
Yeah. So my question is, what's going to happen, man? If they clamp down on all this stuff, how are they gonna? Because not everybody like starts off and says that I want to be a professional gamer, right? They probably like picked up the game, then they played hours of it, then realized that I love this game, I wanna do more, I wanna take part in competitions. But if you restrict them to 3 hours a week from young, they're gonna lose out on a lot of talent in that sense. Yeah.
I honestly don't think because it's one thing to set rules. It's okay. Give an example. This time I went to reservice, right, the past 2 weeks. So reservice, because of Corona, the rule is that between groups of 40, you cannot intermingle. Right? That's the rule. Can you guess how long it took before that rule broke down?
7 seconds.
I say the first minute.
Not even like I thought it would last a day. Well, I was wrong. It's like not even an hour into it. People were like walking in through their bunks and everything. Because and that brings up to the next point, is that enforcement is everything. If you can't enforce the rule is useless. Right? And that's true for kids as well, right? You can tell the kids the rule, but if the kid eventually finds out that you can't do crap to me if you don't enforce it, they're just gonna ignore the rule. Then your rules become even more lame in the future. Anytime you set a new rule, they're like, we can't enforce it anyway. So yeah, I think in this case, in China's case, I think it will work for some people. Like the people who already obey the original 3-hour rule will obey it now, but the people who ignored it before will also ignore it now. You know what I mean? Like they're going to find a way to run to the equivalent of what Marv did, which is run to the land shop.
Yeah. I'm very sure there will be a black market for people who want to rent out their IDs.
Yeah, rent out their IDs, right? I also think so.
I don't know lah, just guessing. But there's surely some ways for people to profit from steering from rules. That's just
new business opportunity. I'm sure they will. I'm sure there is some guy doing now, like creating some online shop now to sell all the IDs. Okay, we're going to talk more about parenting later because I do want to talk more about that. But maybe we to segue into something a little bit different. I want to ask everybody, like I think we talked about this 3 weeks ago, but Lam, what have you been watching or playing recently? And watching can be anything, like whether it's something on TV, something on Netflix, or even on YouTube. Like, is there something that you've been watching or playing recently?
Sure. So I've been playing WoW a lot. So I do PvP as a arms warrior. So I have this good friend called Cal, who is a very good healer. So we play those now. So sometimes with our friend Chris as well. There's another
Yeah.
Chris that plays a DK. So we went play quite a lot of PvP now. No more raiding really. Just PvP a lot.
Okay, for those who don't know what PvP is, PvP is player versus player. So you try to kill, instead of raiding where you fight against a computer boss.
Yeah.
This is compared against other people lah.
You fight against people. Then if I'm not playing games, then I'm watching Netflix. Recently, I finished the 2 seasons of BattleBots. You know BattleBots?
Battle bots? Is that
Yeah.
an anime?
No, wow,
No, it's
I'm missing out in life, man. BattleBots is so
I'm
nice.
missing out in life.
Really. You just go and see what BattleBots is.
Okay, have you watched it before, or is this your first time watching?
I watched it before a lot already.
Oh, so it's like a rewatch for you.
Yeah, someone
Battle bots.
BattleBots. Yeah.
Oh, it's not. It's oh, okay. I know what it is. It's where they create the robots and then they bang.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Someone asked whether I think Marv destroyed my life, right? You don't rate it anymore in chat because I scared of drawing lines. So
So some backstory. Back in BFA, Battle for Azeroth, the previous war expansion. So Lam and I used to raid with I'm still raiding in PTJ, our guild lah. So there was this particular boss, right, where the boss will target a few people, and then basically your character will continuously spill black shit. Where can I say shit? Okay lah, I can say shit. Where your body is standing. So as you are walking, right, it leaves behind a black trail. So it's kind of like a black line. So Jamie's husband was our
Red leader.
Then he'll want us to like draw the lines so that you don't cut off like a whole section. Because if people walk over
people
it,
cannot cross. They get
they
debuff
get
as well.
damage. Yeah. So apparently Lam denies it lah.
Hey,
He drew a
I'll give
straight
you my
line.
style story later.
He drew a straight line that cut off one section from the other, and then wait, I almost say a bad word. He was reprimanded, yeah, by the guild leader. He was like, "Hey, as you draw line, you draw. As you draw line, you draw a straight line." Yeah, but Lam has another side of story, so let's let him clear his
So what's
name.
your side?
So the line is like from point A to point B, right? Like, so that's the point B is the end, okay? The point A is the beginning. So I only drew half of the line only. Then another fella draw the other half. So I only draw half only. But when you look at it after the wipe already, then you see the whole place black one ma. So the red leader thought I drew like from point A to point B. I did not. Okay, I did.
Then
Yeah,
the other guy jump, is it?
No, but he
I
will
know,
say, "Why you go and connect the line?"
That's another story.
So because of this, he's notorious already.
Yeah, for drawing.
About the line, is it?
Yeah. Like a ongoing joke since like 2 years ago. Last year.
Have you always watched BattleBots? No.
Oh yes, I mean, I watched the I go on TikTok, right? There's sometimes TikTok got the battle boss, or I see advertisement on the short battle boss fighting. But recently Netflix has the series of BattleBots, so it's like the full series, 2 seasons. So if you really love BattleBots, it's like you can blink.
So do they show like how they built the bot and like the backstory of like?
Yes, yeah. But to be fair, I just fast forward until the fighting. Then the fight already after that. Okay, fast forward. But
yeah. No, I've seen some of it before, and it's always funny because you always see there's some with like a chopper, but it's always the one that I always see win, right? So it's the small guy with some kind of like some kind of special gimmick at the bottom that can flip the bot or something. That always wins. It's never the guy with the biggest knife that wins.
Yeah. So there are some bots who are out there. So even before the game, they will rank the bots according to different categories, like the weapon, how strong, durability, and stuff like that.
Like game,
so after a while, you get to know the bots, and you get to know which bot is like feared. So yeah, and you can see you can see their attitude because some of them are there really just for fun, like they don't want to win, they're just there to participate and have a good time. Some of them is really want to win. So you see the strategies that they use, right? Got one bot particularly is designed by one guy that's very smart. So what he do, right, is he has a he has a rotating thing that chops things. Okay. So he lowers it down until the very point where he can chop off the tires. That's it. So his entire aim is to disable the tires. Because once you cannot move, the bot cannot
You're
move,
stuck.
the countdown. Yeah, there will be a countdown. So it's
Wow.
got strategy one. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's not
interesting.
just randomly like bumper car. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I know that they probably have this concept of like what kind of bot they want to build, and then
Yeah.
from there they start to. Oh, interesting. Battle bots. It's a show that I'll never watch, so don't worry. I don't think Marv will ever watch it either.
I've seen a couple episodes. It's interesting. Like the one that I watched, there was this bot that had this like I don't know what you call it. Like a flipper.
Yeah. It tries to flip the bot, right?
Yeah.
Upside
It's
down.
like a very thin thing. Like it's very
Yeah.
so it's like a metal flipper, right?
Mm.
Then the team will just try to go under somebody and
flip it, right?
because once you flip over, then GG already, right? If they
If
can't
they
get
don't
back,
have the self-writing, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
GG.
Some bots are also able to operate on both sides. So you flip also no use.
Yeah.
You flip it, then it can just drive on the other side.
So they will try to flip him out of the arena.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The aim is to or when, there are some bots that there are different type of bots, right? So I talk about bots, I'm very excited. But so there are some type of bots that will like, catch the bot, right? One bot is called complete control. So what it does is it catch the bots, right? Catch the bot like that. Then he lift it up. Then he opens
just move
the
to the end.
flamethrower. No, he opens the flamethrower and burn it. Wow!
Wow.
Is it that thing? Yeah. It was a very nice episode, but only in the like when I watched, there's only one. There are a lot of people who use the flamethrower, but it's not effective one. So everybody say that flamethrowers are not effective now because
it doesn't make sense, right? Because it's not a human. It doesn't feel pain.
Yeah. So
if it doesn't melt anything, it's useless.
Yeah, so they try to overheat the battery, like they burn then the battery inside.
But it never works, right?
It never works, but complete control one works because it can burn for a significant amount of time, like 30 seconds.
You cannot zao lah, basically. You just trap.
Yeah. But there is some rules now. They cannot hold on to the bot for more than 30 seconds. There's no end. You cannot. So you must let go. So 30 seconds later, then he go and catch again. Then
Pick up again.
They go and burn again. Quite fun.
Interesting.
Marv, have you been watching anything or playing anything?
Playing, yes, definitely. Have you heard of this series? I'm sure you heard of it, lah. American Horror Stories. Yes. No.
Yes.
I heard of it, but never watched it.
So there's been like 7 or 8 seasons, lah, and each season it's its own self-contained story. So it's like the whole season will tell one story. And the cool thing is that the actors, they move from one season to the next. So it's like you get the same few actors, but they act a totally different role. Yeah. Then recently, right, there was this, I think it came out this year in July. There's something called American Horror. So the one that was out was American Horror Story with like no S. So they recently released American Horror Stories, which is like an anthology series. So each episode is a self-contained story lah. Yeah, so I've been
like
watching
Black Mirror.
that. Sorry, yes, like Black Mirror. So I've been watching that on Disney Plus. I've also recently finished
So
something.
Disney Plus, walao eh. Your kids can watch it.
Yes, it's on Disney Plus because Disney Plus has Star also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I recently watched something else, but I can't remember.
Have you watched the What If from the Disney Plus?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
yes.
so
following
I've been watching that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like it? So we can talk about it. We all watched it, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay, so spoiler alert in case anybody who hasn't watched it yet, we're going to talk about What If.
Which is basically
2, 1. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So What If is a cartoon animation by Marvel. I think there's 4 episodes so far, 5. Is the 5th one out already?
4. 5th one is almost out. 5th one is the
The
zombies
5th one
one.
is the zombie one, right? Okay, so basically it takes a well-known story of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and it flips it on its head. So like the first episode is about what if Captain America, which is Steve Rogers, didn't receive his powers, but instead Agent Carter, which is the girl that his love interest, got the powers instead. So like every episode will show a different what if lah. There are different twists. So what do you think about? Okay, so I'll say what I think first. I enjoyed watching it. I think the animation is really good. Like the production quality is good lah. Like the animation is really good to watch. The first one is Agent Carter. Second one is it Black Panther?
Yes. T'Challa.
It's the
Yes.
Star-Lord lah.
Star-Lord,
Third one,
yeah.
Third one is what
That one is the everybody die on, is it? The
Yes.
No,
What if all the
the serial
Avengers?
killer, the
Yep.
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym,
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler.
So
Spoiled
the
already.
what's the future Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my favorite was actually the second one. I like the Black Panther story. That
Which
was
is
a
your
cool
favorite character in the second one? There are many characters inside, right?
Sialah. I only remember T'Challa actually. That was really cool.
I like
Who do
who is the
you
number
want
one fan? His number one fan.
the
what's the
black
guy's name?
guy, right?
Yeah, the black guy.
The guy with all the tattoos. Oh my gosh.
No, the Ravager,
you are
right?
the Star
The
Lord.
Ravager.
Yeah. You are the Star Lord.
He
Yeah.
became spoiler alert also.
Yeah. I mean that's really funny because
Okay.
it's very if you watch initial Guardians, right? First Guardians, it's quite nice to see all the different reactions that he gets, right? Because the first Guardians is like, who? Who are you? And it's like, oh my gosh, you are the Star Lord. Yeah. I thought that was the best episode because it was
It's really
different
the one-
enough. Yeah, it's really different. Like it really went on a different. Like Agent Carter it felt like Steve Rogers, just in a different, just gender different only.
Yep.
Yeah, but this one felt and then the Hank Pym one was it was quite cool because I didn't realize who was the killer, but then when the review felt very lame.
Yeah.
Like when it was reviewed, it was Ant-Man. You were like, huh, Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah, because it made it seem like this guy is like, who is
powerful.
killing all the Avengers? Like this is such a big thing. Then it comes out to be Ant-Man. You're like, oh, that's it. Then Loki is like so powerful in the thing, right? Like he totally destroyed Ant-Man in that whole thing. Yeah, but I think I would watch the next episode too. I think it's good enough that I would want to watch it now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
My favorite is the recent one, the most recent one,
The zombie.
the Doctor Strange one.
Sorry, Doctor Strange number 4. Oh yeah.
Have you watched that
Oh,
one?
where he's.
No, I haven't watched it.
Okay,
It's
so,
okay.
don't
Yeah,
spoil for
we
it.
will spoil it.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, it's
I
my
still don't
favorite.
think it's as good as. I don't think it's as good as
second
Black
one?
Panther. Yeah.
For me, it's my favorite because I'll say again, but do you know that I hate time travel stuff?
Oh, really?
Yeah, not hate lah, but I'm somebody who
Very anti.
has
is it?
a problem
Strong
with
opinion of what? Yeah.
with stories that use time travel because most of the time it's done badly lah. Yeah, like there's always loopholes, right?
For sure.
Yeah, and most stories don't plug it up very well. Yeah, so this one has
This
time
one-
travel, but I would say the resolution was shocking enough
Oh, that's true.
to me
That's
to
true.
be like, okay, like I
Makes
actually
sense.
like how it was done. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you go watch and then
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it
it was
won't
willing
spoil
to take risks lah. That's what I would say. It was willing to take a
Yeah.
risk.
and I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like it's kind of a setup for the future MCU stuff. Because if you watch the latest
think so.
Spider-Man
Trailer.
trailer, you watched the Spider-Man trailer, right?
No.
No. Okay, now I'll spoil the trailer for you. So
Okay, sure.
basically, Peter Parker went to find Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Strange.
Spoiler, by the way.
Oh,
We're gonna
wow.
find Doctor Strange.
And ask him to reverse time.
Yeah, he's asking Doctor Strange to fix the timeline to make everybody forget that
That
he
he's
is Spider-Man. Because at the end of Far From Home, what's his name? Mysterio revealed to the whole world, right? Yeah. So something happens and it seems like something screws up, and then we get Electro, Jamie Foxx. We get what's his name? Alfred Molina, the original Octopus back. So everyone's saying like, oh, multiverse is here. Yeah. So now I'm just waiting for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield if the rumors are true. lah.
No.
Why
No,
not
Tobey
the latest-
Maguire.
The
I
latest
don't want to-
Spider-Man is a good version of the Spider-Man.
Okay, that's a question for Lam. Which is your favorite Spider-Man of the
I
three?
like the latest one, the last
like
one.
Tom Holland?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Tom
think
Holland's
it
my second lah.
encompasses- I don't know. I think it encompasses the that very innocent kind of high schooler. You know how Spider-Man is supposed to be, right? Not so complicated, just very naive, like new to the world, new to superheroes. You know, no emotional baggage.
Mm.
The era, I feel that Spider-Man should
Yes.
be because it's underrepresented in the
So what Marv will say is that you think that Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker,
But do you think
but
he's the
he's
best
not.
Spider-Man?
But Marv thinks that Andrew Garfield is the better Spider-Man in terms
Yes.
of like the way he talks.
So
and
I
everything.
prefer Andrew Garfield, the second one, as Spider-Man, but I agree that Tom Holland is the
Better
Spider-Man that I can not relate to lah, but the one that I read comics of and all that. Because when I started like knowing about Spider-Man, he's supposed to be a young boy, right?
Yeah.
But the first and second Spider-Man, they're all like super old already. Yeah. Like the first one, he's like going to work already, right?
Yeah, I mean, Tobey Maguire,
right?
Yeah, he's old.
And then
It's
the
like he was
second
working at
one,
the day before.
he's like going to college already or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah. So this Tom Holland one, even though he's 20 years old, but I think he passes off well as like a 15-year-old. Yeah.
He's 20. My gosh,
He's
he looks so young.
something. He's doing something. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
like Marvel superheroes because they are light-hearted. They don't have
Yeah.
like it's not
The
a
DC
DC. I have nothing
angry.
against DC. I like watching DC, but you come out with DC feeling quite shitty. I mean, for like, you feel like why must life is short. Why must like that? Why must watch this type of show? Like
Yeah.
But you come out Avengers looking like yay, Avengers assemble like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's why people. That's why I think the Marvel universe is more. It's more popular. It's just because it's people like the more hardcore fans will like DC because I think the story is a bit more nuanced when you have more tragedy and stuff. But I think in terms of the everyday person, like they don't care about. People think Batman is weird, right? He's this dark guy who just likes his costumes. But people love Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man is like consistently one of the most popular superheroes amongst like casual people.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is just relatable.
So on this topic, right? If you take away money from the superheroes, or you take away money from the main characters, they become totally different characters, right? So like for example, you take away money from Batman, right? You become like a xiao lang, right? Really crazy person that goes around and like those crazy things, lah. Okay. Then if you talk about like 50 Shades of Grey, imagine you take away the billionaire concept of the main character, you put him in a 3-room flat HDB, then the whole story becomes slightly different already, right? I mean, it's like
it becomes I think police will be called.
exactly. So what? So the superpower is money, like
that is true. That is true. That's what they do say. Like Batman. I mean, I think the more recent DC movies, like there was a line where he says, "What's your superpower?" He says, "I'm rich," right, or something like that. That's what Ben Affleck says, right?
Yes.
What's your superpower?
To the
I'm
Flash.
rich.
Yeah, to the Flash.
It's just. I mean, it's not wrong.
it's not wrong, lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have been based on what Jamie recommended to me. I have been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Have you watched it before? Lam?
I've watched snippets of it. I haven't watched.
I see she also never watched. So Jamie swears that this is like the best TV series that she's ever watched.
TV series, not the movie, right? You're talking about
No. The original Avatar: The Last Airbender with Ang, the bald
He's
guy.
the one with the Ang, the
the arrow.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Master Arrowhead. Yeah. So that's not one of the characters call it. But anyway, so I just watched the first season, the first book. And I will say that it does. The only thing that initially puts me really back is just how dated the animations are. Because it's very long, very old. But I will say, honestly, I really wish they did a remaster of the whole thing. Like, if they reanimated it but kept the story the same, whew, that would be good. But okay, I have been watching it and I do like it a lot. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's worth watching once. And it's very bite-sized. It's like those like Nickelodeon 20 minutes. So like you can just watch it one episode in a day and then you just watch it next day again.
You watch it with kids.
I actually feel it's better taken as a bite-sized story. Like don't watch, I wouldn't binge it. Like I think it's better like as a episode. But maybe later on in book 3 or book 2, it gets so exciting that I have to watch the seasons in order.
Jamie getting worked up, maybe.
Yeah.
Jamie getting hooked up already. She's like, can I jump on the podcast now and talk about it? Yeah. But apart from that, I've also been watching. I don't know what happened recently, but I came across Keanu Reeves again. So I decided to watch John Wick again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, right? They just released the
it's on
series.
Netflix. So I was like, ooh. So Netflix. So I thought, okay lah. And man, that I mean, the original John Wick is so good. The first. It's like, talk about a masterclass in showing how badass a character is without actually any fighting. Like, you watch the first 40 minutes, right? He doesn't fight at all. He doesn't do anything. He's just getting beaten up and whacked up. And then, like, the other characters set him up. Like, when Viggo hears that like your son killed John
Baba
Wick's dog,
Yaga.
and he's just it's like the boogeyman.
oh.
John Wick is not John Wick is not the boogeyman. He's the one you said to kill the boogeyman. It's like, oh, you're like, dude, man, this guy is so
He
screwed.
has like all the hype men for him. They all hype him
yeah,
up.
yeah,
And he doesn't
So I was-
disappoint lah. The very first like
yeah,
gun scene in the house where he takes down all the assassins. Amazing.
yeah.
I think John Wick is like the Matrix of this era. This
I
gen.
think so. Not taken.
No, as in like I'm talking about Keanu Reeves like movies. lah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like the Matrix of this season. This like generation, this
Are they making a
Era.
Matrix
yeah, it's called Resurrected.
new one?
Matrix
Yeah, right.
Resurrected, yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
pre-Neo, right?
No,
Is it pre-Neo?
it's a continuation. It's Matrix 4.
Oh,
So somehow
How?
they'll
They
be
broke-
back lah.
how
I
they
don't know.
broke the Matrix? They
I don't
destroyed
know.
You
the-
remember the story of Matrix?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I just
They-
recently rewatched it like a couple months
Oh,
They
ago. lah.
basically
Nice.
EMP the whole all the
Yeah. So Trinity dies. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
She gets pierced by metal bars. Neo dies lah, right? He sacrifices himself to be assimilated by Smith. So somehow he's gonna come back. But I guess we'll see lah.
Smith. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's
I have
that.
one more to share.
Sure.
Regarding playing. So recently, last month, Aliens Elite Fire Team
You talk about this.
was released. So yeah, let me talk about it. What kind of game is it? It's L4D. It's basically L4D. Or rather, the base of how you play it is L4D lah. You are a colonial marine. There's a storyline to it, but who really cares about the storyline, right? Your job is to shoot aliens, okay, and don't die. Just like L4D, there are lots of special aliens. There are like burster aliens. You know, they rush you and they burst.
It's the one that clean the face one, is it? No.
No, that's a
No.
facehugger.
So a lot of the aliens in the game are not in the movies.
Oh,
They are special aliens created for the game. So the burster ones are like green color. They will rush you and explode into like acid.
okay.
Then there's like
You have to shoot him before
spitter-
you reach you.
Yes, correct. Then there's spitter aliens who like stand far away and like spit acid at you.
Like Alpha D.
Yeah.
Like L4D.
And then the one that hit the
Boomer.
most, they are called prowlers. So what they do, they are like red and black, and they camouflage
Yeah.
quite well. So what they do is like they hide around corners. You know in the movie you have watched Aliens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have the motion tracker.
Mm.
So obviously the motion tracker will tell you how far they are and if they are coming towards you, right? So this asshole of an alien, he will hide behind like around corners, and he won't move. So the moment you walk
Yeah.
past him, right, he will pounce on you, and then you have to do a quick time event like WSCS.
Oh.
And then if you do it wrongly, then he will just like keep smacking you lah.
Oh.
So
Can your friend save you?
yes, your friend can save you. So he's the only so-called jump scare in the
It's like the witch equivalent, is it, of L4D?
Yeah.
yes, no, he's
There's
the
no witch.
No, not the
in
witch. The
L4D,
one
you know
that
the
jumps
one
on
that
you
jumps-
and pulls you away, right?
Hunter. No, he's the
Hunter.
hunter equivalent of L4D. Yeah.
Okay.
So the cool thing is that there is an RPG element to it. So there are 5 classes. One of them is locked behind completion of the story. That's the recon. So the recon lets you scan like it you know, do you watch Prometheus? You did, right?
Yes.
You know when they went to you didn't watch Prometheus, Ian?
No.
Missing out on life.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so there's this like they throw out this ball, then the ball will like fly around and like scan the area. So the recon can do that. Then it highlights all the aliens in the area. Because some of the maps are like very dark, right? Then you can't see them. Then they're crawling all over the walls. Then there is the doc, which is the medic, the gunner, which is your regular gunner that like he can buff people with like this steam pack thing lah. Kind of like the Terran.
Is it
Marine.
using like minigun? No.
No, he's using a normal pulse rifle.
I think
Oh.
that's a
Then the
different guy than
demolisher is the one that uses the smart gun.
attachment.
The
Attachment.
one
to him on
that's like attached to their waist, you know.
Yeah.
It's a smart gun because it auto aims for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it just has to be on the screen and you just press fire lah. And then the last one is the
Easy
technician.
mode.
So the technician is special because he doesn't have any long range weapons. His weapons are all like
Short range.
SMG or shotgun. But he has this grenade and he has a turret. So the turret is reusable. You can plant it, pick it up and move it around. The grenade, right, does like AoE slow. Yeah. So So
It's
these are the 5 classes.
Torbjorn in
Yes.
Overwatch.
Yeah, something like that.
Torbjorn in Overwatch.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that all of them can rank up. And there is this
They
like,
get different skills.
yes, so you have like a ton of skills and so let's call them talents lah. So just like in WoW, you can't choose all your talents. It's same for aliens. But what they do is like there's this Tetris like page in your character loadout where you need to fit some skills take up like maybe four bars. Then you can like
Certain
rotate
blocks.
it. You can
Yeah.
rotate it like sideways or straight down, and then you try and fit them, and then when they attach to each other, they buff certain skills, that kind of thing lah. So it's quite cool lah. There's like a whole RPG element to it, and then the game it may sound like quite bland because okay there are 4 maps. So there are 4 maps and each map has 3 chapters. Yeah, 3 chapters. So basically you have 12 maps. But so some people will say like, oh, you play the 12 maps and that's it, finish. There's different difficulties. And then one of the things that they have, which is quite similar to Back 4 Blood.
Modifiers, right?
Yes, they have modifiers. So you can make like the game harder. So one of the modifiers that I found was really interesting was Heartless, HUD-less. So you can't see anything. You can't see your health. You can't see how much ammo you left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't even see your crosshair.
But fun.
It was damn fun. It was super intense. So I played with Zen during that when we did that cut. Wow, it was amazing lah. Yeah, but I gotta say that it's half price of a AAA game lah. It's $45. I would say $45 is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's an experience. Three in a fire team.
Oh, it's only 3.
Yeah, it's only 3 in a fire team. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you do like 1-person solo, or is like auto matchup or like
there's matchmaking, but if you go alone, you turn off the matchmaking, they will give you 2 of the androids.
Which is useless.
They're not bad. They
Are
just
they
don't
good?
use skills. Yeah.
Okay.
So they can't
No,
like,
but you
they can't like buff you and that kind of thing.
but you play this kind of game, you must play friends.
Yeah,
this
you gotta
kind of
play
game is
friends.
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
cannot play with bots. It's like playing L4D with bots. Confirm to you. Like it's not even just tweets, it's just not fun.
Yeah.
Right.
It's I would say it's one of the better games I played this year lah. Yeah, like I was pleasantly surprised. I would say my bar was very low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Skill Up did say, one of the reviewers on YouTube, who's one of the people that I think Marv and I don't know whether Eugene like knows Skill Up, but he's one of the YouTube reviewers that I think we trust the most. Like he's very honest. So like if the game sucks, he'll just say, I don't recommend it. It sucks. Don't play it. And he's very blatant.
It's quite similar to us lah, I would say.
Yeah. So if like for Aliens, he said like the game is good, but it has like it's very simple. There's no like it doesn't try to be something different.
And he says like
but
these are the things that are not done
good.
well. These are the bugs.
But if you're willing to look past all these things and you like these things, then you're gonna like this game. So I do trust him. But the only thing about this kind of games is that there's a shelf life.
Yeah.
The moment your friends stop playing, that's it. GG. You're sit on your Steam library, just float. Nothing.
Yeah. It's not a game that I will play every day. It's a game that I will play when people joke, hey, want to play, then we go play lah. Then we play like 1 hour, do like 1 mission. Yeah. Then log off. It's fun lah. Yeah.
So in this segue nice into this, right? What are the best games that you play? Okay, I know that I don't know whether Lam is like me or more like Marv. I think you're more like Marv in the sense that you only play certain games. Like you don't play a lot of different games. You play like more. If you play a game, you put more effort into one game. So my question is, what are the best games that you've played this year?
Lam is definitely a min-maxer lah.
Yeah. So I take a lot of time to like a game. And if I like a game, I will play a lot of that game. Yeah. So, but it takes me a lot to embark on a new game. Yeah. It is not easy for me to get because I feel that to learn a new game is going to be a challenge. So for example, when I listened to Marv saying the Alien game, right? One of the big red flag for me is like, wow, if the class is not everybody unique, that means you must learn the skill of all the classes. To me, then that is a barrier for entry really. Then do I really want to do that, or do I want to just go, because everybody, we are all adults, right? So we have limited time to play the games that we want to play. Would I want to spend the time to learn a new game, or would I want to just take the time I have to play something I enjoy, I know I will enjoy? So it takes me a lot. But once I like the game already, then The
You'll
different
play the
story
heck out of
already,
it. So that's something that Jamie said about you. So I said I was talking to her and then she was saying that she was saying that like because I was saying that you're very chill, you're a very chill gamer. Like that's my experience with you. Like I enjoy raiding with you or playing with you because you don't take things too seriously. You're very chill. But she said actually you're not very chill. You're like you're. She said I think remember correctly. You're secretly a perfectionist. That really wants to like play the best out of like if you can't put in 100% into a game, you don't want to play it. Like you're not gonna put in effort. Is that okay? Is that true?
His
See how well
persona
Jamie knows
is
you.
that he is chill on the surface, right? But actually inside, right, he at the side calculating all the stat points, the 0.1% increase in DPS.
I will say that I have a very good I have a very high level of understanding. So I understand why people don't put in effort, and I understand that it is a game. So, but if
Yeah.
let's say
Oh,
the
that's
same
okay.
situation is work, then it's slightly different. If so, in regards of whatever lah, like let's say I just renovated my house, right? My ID will tell you say that I'm a very very difficult person to work with.
Yeah. Because you should do your put your homework in, do the work correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the things that I pick is very very small. If I think that is very important, then
Yeah.
it is very important. But if I feel that it's not important, then it's a 1 or 0 with me lah. Very easy to yeah, very 1 or 0
So
ones.
so Jamie was right lah. You are a perfectionist in that sense. In the sense because if it's 1 to 0, then something is either perfect or not perfect.
Yeah. So so like for example, if you are making a mythic push, for example, right?
Yeah.
Then I sort of expect everybody to be on time because it's like waste other people's time if not online, right? I mean, it's like so some of this thing I'll be upset if like, come on, like
Yeah.
you're not online, then you don't inform, then like but
Yeah.
if let's say the person don't go and do min max, like maybe put socket or whatever, right? Then I realize that, okay, I don't demand them to put socket. You get what I mean?
No,
Like,
no, no, no.
will you expect them to put socket? Like,
So I'm different. Like, so what we're talking about, of course, is in relation to our previous raid together lah, back in BFA. So that was the final tier. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was one of the only I think 4 raiders out of the entire raiding crew, 20 over people, who bothered to farm the currency to make sure all my gear was socketed. Because you can actually
min max, yeah.
you can actually farm. So I mean, in layman terms, you can spend time to make sure that you have the best gear possible.
Top of the game.
And
yeah.
it's not unreachable. It doesn't require you to like, invest 10 hours a day. It's not. Yeah, it's maybe like an extra 1 or 2 hour.
And there was one boss where we wiped at like a 1% or something like that.
0.1%, that kind of shit lah. So my problem, which made me tulan, is that tulan means unhappy. Yeah, is that if everybody bothered to min max because
You would have got
we
cleared it
were
fast.
we were pushing to clear the entire raid, right? We wouldn't have wasted like an additional week. Yeah, wiping on that boss. Yeah, and to me it's like if you want to get the best you want to clear the hardest content, you should be the most prepared for it. Don't like wait for other people to show up your I won't say deficiencies, but your laziness lah. But okay, but that's just me, because majority of the people don't do that. Because we, like Jamie will say, we are supposed to be a casual. And friendly dude. Yeah. But I think Lam understands also lah. Like if you wanna do something well, you should really do it well. Don't half F it, right? Yeah. And I think for him, like for you, Lam, it's yours is the other side, the more macro view, where like be on time, be prepared, make sure you read up beforehand, come with the things that you need to come with, like your consumables. Yeah, but for me is I literally go down to the micro of it. Yeah. I would say that for a guild like our current guild, the macro is needed lah. It's all that's needed. Yeah, because we're not pushing for like top 50, that kind of thing. Yeah. So unfortunately, we had some issues, and I think one of the reasons why Lam was so pissed off.
Wow. This seems like a story that I'm not privy to. Is that why you are PvPing now and not reading?
No, for sure, no, yeah. Because I feel that like what Marv says, right? So I don't want to rate because there is also a certain element of being carried that I don't like. So
Mm,
if you know me in WoW, I don't like to depend on people for stuff lah. So if I
mm,
could buy runs, for example, although people can carry me, I would prefer to buy a run. So I pay a gold and I buy a run.
mm,
So that at least I don't bother people, right? Then
mm.
I put in on my own effort. My motto in life, and I feel that I think don't know, maybe my mother taught me well, is just don't be the last rabbit. So 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 in WoW, you don't be the bottom DPS, you be
So
the second bottom, okay?
Your WoW's motto should be carry, don't be carried. Right?
Don't be
Yeah.
carried.
Carry, don't
That's
be
your new
carried.
I game it IG new
Yeah.
intimidate.
I'm
Kena
I'm
carry.
different. I'm different in this aspect. Like when I came back, so I resubbed the WoW about 1.5 months ago lah, 2 months at it. I'm different from Lam. I don't want to pay. Like I'm stingy. I like my gold. I don't mind being carried, but I will return the favor. So when now I am relatively better geared, I will help to
Carry
carry the
people lah.
outs of
Yeah.
the people who carry me.
Yeah.
Not only that, like even in raids, right? When I get a drop,
Carry the
Okay, what?
DPS.
I give it to somebody else. I give it to a main raider because I'm not a main raider. Right? And this at the moment, my wife has given me permission to be on the bench.
As opposed to being on the main team.
Yes, as opposed to being on the main team. So I mean, when they have spots, then they will invite me lah. Yeah.
Given you permission. That sounds so nice.
No,
Yeah.
people like Jamie, I know she's on the this show as well, right? I mean,
Yeah.
she's nice enough to carry me through contents as well, and I enjoy playing with them not because I'm being carried, but because I enjoy the company, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But sometimes
Same.
when we put the team together, then you also don't know who are on the team. Sometimes some people are not as close because it's still PTJ as a community, right? The community is quite big. So some people know you, and the way I talk, especially in Discord, if you don't know me, Mel, I think Chris will say lah, like I can be a bit offensive. I don't know. I don't know if that is the word crude lah. I don't know. So I guess they don't want to. And then when there's new people on, I also don't want to offend them. Then then it's become very like hardcore. Like so now I go to runs. I can just
the
like, if I
people
play,
the people
Sorry,
who help to carry me and I think will help to carry you or at least play with you are in this chat lah. So you can say thank you to them because I will say thank you.
No,
Thank you for carrying me.
I think whatever. I mean, I don't play WoW with you guys, although I know what you're talking about. But I think whatever you guys say is applicable to life, right? Like the people you work with is like, if you tell someone that you're gonna do something, you do it to the best. Like no one likes someone who like just half-ass the work that you, whether or not it, especially if it's something that you're very passionate about, right? If I'm passionate about something, like if Marv is passionate about like doing the best he can in this, if you see anybody who's doing the same thing but not putting the effort that you are, your first reaction is, hey dude, what are you doing, man? Like come on, like at least put in. There is a minimum level of effort, MLE, that everybody should put in above and beyond, and everybody's MLE is different. In work culture, your boss sets the MLE. Your boss tell you this is the minimum of effort, and then everybody on top of that is good, right? And so, and it's the same for raid. Your raid leader sets the MLE for everybody, and then everybody has to follow that. Of course, there's also the conduct of how you do the raids, right? Like in terms of like, do people enjoy raiding with you? What's the objective of the raid? Some people are really pushing for completion, like getting to the end of the last boss, but some people are just really just there for
the chill only, like
for the chill of it. It's just it's like why I enjoyed raiding in Destiny, right? Because the Destiny is a bit more intimate, right? 6 people, and it's more casual. Although it can get very intense when people are not doing their job or not pulling their weight. Then that's a and because in Destiny, I don't know about but Destiny costs only 6 people, right? You really can mess it up.
The impact of one person messing up is much bigger than in WoW lah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So on that topic, we're still on the topic of what you play. So I guess Lam, you didn't play much games except for WoW.
Recently, no. I toggle now mainly between 3 games. WoW, Overwatch, and State of
You still play
Survival.
Overwatch?
Yeah, I still play
State of-
Overwatch. Yeah.
So that's a survival genre game, right?
It's a mobile game.
Mobile game, yeah.
Mobile zombie
Oh, that's
game.
the one that's always on my ad.
Right.
Skate the survival.
Sorry, mobile zombie game, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
mobile
because
zombie.
my godson's dad plays it, so I also I tried it. I downloaded it and tried it. Couldn't last more than like 30 minutes.
I play the State of Survivor because my wife was playing. So you know I'm a spender in mobile games, right?
You're
So
a
she played
whale.
for a while.
Just say
You're
you're
a
a
whale.
whale.
Spender. so so I secretly like join her state then then I sort of
Secretly.
so she joined because every month or so they launch a new state. So I had to go and sneakily go and find out which state she's in. Then I go and find out who is the guild leader. Then I go and like infiltrate the state. Then I just play until I settle of a certain size already. I'm like, surprise! I'm here.
Did she? Oh, that's quite cool actually. That's quite funny. Like it took quite some time to set up before you surprised her.
Is there
Because she was
PvP?
playing for some time already. There is PvP.
So do you
yeah.
like crush her when you?
No lah. I joined her guild. Then you can attack settlements and so I protected her lah. I reinforced her.
Wow,
You're like Batman,
gentleman.
You're like Batman.
So
You
the
use
whole time she
money.
never suspected you were playing.
she didn't suspect. Yeah, so
Wow, what a good present.
yeah. Then after I told her, hey, by the way, I'm here. Then it was quite cool because the raids there's also raids like reservoir raid. It's called reservoir raid lah. So the raid happens like 3 a.m. at night. So we'll set alarm clock and we'll wake each other up. Hey, then the eye like benda. I'm sure yeah, it's quite fun lah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Alright.
mobile games.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, Marv and I, we talked about this before, but we're not mobile gamers. Yeah, but
I mean,
Marv, you want to say?
I was to a certain extent lah, casually lah. I used to play a lot of Brawl Stars.
Oh, Brawl Stars.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep up because they're always adding stuff, and you have to spend to. Okay, you don't have to spend, but if you want to keep up, you kind of have to spend lah. The free track is always, kind of shitty.
Real.
Yeah, but recently I downloaded Hearthstone again.
Back to.
Yeah, and Hearthstone actually released a new expansion. It's free, and it has a single player component to it.
Oh yeah, I played that.
The Mercenaries one, right? Do you play that?
No, I played.
You played Battlegrounds.
Training for each of the. I don't know. It's like training of each of the hero one.
Yeah.
So it's single player for sure.
So like recently, I would say the last like half of Hearthstone's life. Whenever they release a new expansion, they release a single player campaign. So it's not just what I mean. It's like they release like a bunch of cards.
Not just cards, It's not just cards.
So it's not just cards. It's a single player campaign, and most of them do not require you to own any cards. They give you like a pre-made deck that you must use to complete the campaign, and it's good because you don't have to spend any money. It's familiar because it's related to WoW, right? And I downloaded it because I had to go for a wedding and then I needed to pass some time in between the
This
dishes.
must be someone who you didn't really enjoy being at the wedding of.
No. It was my cousin. It was a good wedding. The food was really good. But there's always downtime in between the Have you all been to weddings recently?
Yes, but very limited one. You go there, you sit down, you see a TV because cannot even go into the room.
Oh wow.
So we are looking at the TV outside.
So I went to a wedding just last Saturday. Yeah, last Saturday. My cousin's wedding. It's the first wedding I've been to since circuit breaker. So for me, it was a new experience. I tell you, so I mean, no offense to my cousin, but it's much more boring because of COVID. One table only like maximum 4 or 5 people. Then you sit so far away from each other. Then you have to keep masks on all the time. You can't intermingle. Like I wanted to walk over talk to my cousins, right?
Cannot.
Then somebody will come over and say, sorry, no intermingling between tables. Please go back to your seat. Then I'm like, walao, my family, yeah. So it's quite.
You shout across.
No lah, but it's still very sian lah, right?
It's a wedding, right?
Yeah. It's a wedding where you can just sit there. You have to sit at the table and do nothing but eat.
Or you
eat lah.
You pray that you sit next to people you like.
As in,
you pray so hard.
I was with one of my cousins, so we talked about like Flesh and Blood, we talked about like Hearthstone, talk about Magic, but it's a like whole night, then you can only speak to like a few people. Yeah. It's quite
okay.
There's only so much you can say, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my
I'm only going to say one game, although I've played a few really good games. The best game I've played this year is Monster Hunter Rise. So I'm not actually, I think Lam would actually seriously get to Monster Hunter if he ever played it.
So
Lam, you never played before,
the
right?
barrier of entry is high, definitely.
Yeah.
But
But
I
there's so
think if you
much
can get past the barrier of
complexity.
entry,
Yeah.
you will
There
like
like
it.
a AH element to it. Can you resell stuff and
No,
No,
create a shop?
no,
no.
no. You can't even trade.
Actually, the
What's the
concept is very simple. You kill monsters, you carve
Yeah.
them up, you use their body parts to make armor to become stronger to fight the
next
stronger
monster.
monsters. You kill that monster, you carve that monster up in. Yeah.
Oh,
But there is
Yeah.
a whole
Internet-
min
yeah.
max element to it at the
yeah.
end game. Because there's so many different
Yeah.
types of armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and each
And charms.
each armor gives you different skills.
Armor skills, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a whole min max element to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, and not only that. So I think the biggest draw of Monster Hunter is the
The
weapons.
combat.
There are
The combat.
14 weapons. So people who play Monster Hunter, they say that it's first time they play, they say it feels very clunky. Like it feels like the combat is very slow because you gotta sheath your weapon, then you take out a weapon, then you gotta fight. But I would say that the reason why they find it clunky is because they don't know the intricacies of the weapon. Once you really learn each weapon, right? And I tell you, each weapon, right, is like
Plays differently.
there is no weapon that plays the same. And I tell you, the level of complexity is like each weapon could be a game on itself.
Yes.
Oh.
Like it could be a main weapon. Like have you played God of War?
Yes.
Yeah, so like Kratos's, you played the first the newest one or the old one?
The old one.
The old one, right? So his
PSP
blades, yeah, his blades of chaos, right?
Yeah.
So imagine that weapon, that complexity. But throughout the whole game, he gets different weapons, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you that one weapon in Monster Hunter, right, is more complex than that whole God of War fighting system.
Then
One
fun
weapon.
there. Like it's fun.
No, but it's fun because when you play. Hey, is that your son? Hello.
Yeah.
It's fun because when you really get a weapon that you click with, right? You really learn how to. When you watch the masters, like the people who really learn the intricacies of the weapon, right? They make the difference between a master of a longsword, for example, and the noob of a longsword, right? Is like totally different.
Heaven and hell.
Heaven and hell. Like it's like in WoW you can't really. I mean, you can tell the difference between how fast the guy die and how fast you die. But like in Monster Hunter, the difference is so big. Like you see the pro playing, okay, because the longsword is a counter weapon. Those like Rurouni Kenshin, they like run across and then they swipe. Then you only see the damage happen after you go across, right? That's the longsword. So the longsword is a counter weapon in Rise. So when you see the pros play, right, they kill the monster in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes, right? And then they don't even get damage at all. The monster is just constantly jamming across the screen, and the monster is just getting like falling down over the place and getting chopped up into many different pieces. And then when you see the noob plate, right, he's like hit him once, and the monster smack him to the corner. Then he get up, then he smack him once, and the monster smack him to the corner. So I think there's so much intricacy to Monster Hunter that I think it scares people. But I found it. I really got into Rise because Rise is the fastest Monster Hunter so far in terms of like
What does
the speed
Rise
of the
stand
game.
for?
Rise is the
Well, it's just
so all the
it's the
them are
name.
called Monster Hunters. Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter something.
Then after that is the name of that
Yeah.
generation of
The suffix, So
Yeah,
like Monster Hunter World, you've heard, right? Monster Hunter World is the
yeah,
PC version. So Monster Hunter always works on a console and then a portable version.
Okay.
So there's always the console version is like in this case was World and Iceborne. Then now the
it's
portable
normally
version
a
is
major
Rise.
release, then a minor release.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rise is the minor release in this case. It's a small, but I play on the Switch, so I think Monster Hunter works really well on the portable device because you just
Yeah, it is.
like fight
Like
one
God of
hunt
War, yeah.
for like 10-15 minutes and then that's it. You
Save
can do
that,
something else already.
Yeah.
And it's just once, but I think it depends. You need to really get into learn how to like you need to like spend time in the training room, right? Figuring out how the weapon works, and each weapon is just. Marv, you play what? You play heavy bowgun, is it?
I started off with like I was
but
LBG and HBG.
yeah.
I eventually went to Longsword also.
Yeah, longsword, master longsword.
So the cool thing about Monster Hunter is that every game normally has some similar monsters, but then they will introduce either new monsters or
roster.
they'll bring old monsters back. So every game will have a different like roster of monsters, and every monster has a different moveset.
Yeah.
So
you're not just learning your weapon, you learn the monster as
so
well.
you learn both. And like what
It's
Ian
so
said,
good.
like because I used to be when I started off I was melee lah. Then in World, the one on PC, I went to range. Then so I started off as range in Rise, which is honestly a lot easier to play because you're very far away.
It's
Mah.
so easy.
Just shoot bullets away. Yeah, and there is a move set, but it's for range. It's very very minor. The move set is very
Yeah.
minor. So after that, I decided to try longsword, and wow, I tell you, it's like I
One
started
game.
a new game. It's really like
Yeah.
everything looks similar. Like of course the graphics are all the same, but it feels
Yeah.
like I'm playing a totally different game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because
like
now you actually have to memorize the monster. You actually have
yeah,
to know what the monster is
it's
doing.
like let's say
to
you're playing
counter it.
hunter, you're playing hunter. Then in WoW, like you're playing hunter, then suddenly you
Yeah.
switch to like paladin
Yeah.
or rogue.
Yeah.
So you have to play like a totally different way. You have to learn all the different okay, in WoW if you're range, when you do like M plus or you're reading, you look out for different things as compared to a melee, right?
Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
So when you suddenly switch to melee, wow, suddenly the game is so different. For Monster Hunter, it's like that for every single weapon that you play with. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What about
but
the armors? The armors, does it change anything, or it's just
Yes.
really the
The
weapons?
armor
So
changes your
all have
skills.
different skills. So each armor gives you a certain level of the skill. So you can stack. So like maybe your headpiece gives you 1 in weakness exploit. The second then your head gives you a second in second weakness exploit. So certain builds will build different armor skills. So like the most common one is like critical builds. So you build crit
Yeah, go
for
for
the
high
big
crit.
damage.
Yeah.
Like the long sword will definitely go for crits. Like because that's what because you're only going to hit him once with the counter. So you want the number to be like big numbers.
Is
But
that
then
rates?
for like no.
Okay,
Like,
there
or
were
is it
rates
still player?
in WoW.
Yeah,
in
there is in WoW.
the PC version. Yeah.
16,
16,
I thought
16.
was it
16,
Calf
yeah.
Seraph, is it?
There were 3 of them lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 3. Yeah. So
Okay.
I raided in WoW. It was quite fun lah because it's basically you're split to 4 teams of 4. So 4 teams of 4. Then you work together to bring the monster's health down. Then there's a time limit also. So after that, right, if you can't kill within the time limit, you can go again.
Oh, okay. Not
Yeah.
like KO.
Yeah. Not like KO. As long as you don't wipe lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you wipe, then straight away it's like reset.
Actually,
Yeah.
Monster Hunter is played multiplayer. You can like any hunt. You can ask people to join you.
Yeah.
Anybody can jump in. But I
Bojo.
think the best way to play Monster Hunter, the first way through is solo.
Solo, yeah. Correct.
Because it's just you versus the monster. Like the monster, you really have to learn the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, he's starting.
I just wonder, like, for me now, I play a lot of games, right? One of the biggest element of playing the games now is really friends. Like, it's really company. Like, I also don't know whether would I go into a single player game again or not, because there are a lot of games that I don't like the game really, but it's the company that I like more than the game.
Yeah.
So
it's like you don't like drinking, but you like your friends, so you go drink with your friends. No, I totally get it. And maybe when because Rise is coming to PC next year. Maybe when Rise comes to PC, because I would love to play Rise on PC.
Yeah,
the graphics would
too.
be so good. So maybe when Rise comes to PC,
We
then
can all try again.
we
Yeah, we can all get
we
into
can all
it.
try.
Yeah.
Don't say
Because I think if you can learn the
Don't
right
say
weapon
Bocho.
for you, right?
now
Bocho.
already,
You think he'll be a what? You think I think Lam will play like what? Insect Glaive.
I don't know. I think I'll play range. Minimum
No.
amount of effort.
I think your first weapon should be melee.
Oh, that is more fun, is it?
Because you are forced to learn how the monster works.
Range makes the game easier.
Different. It's so
easier.
Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah. Okay.
But because you live less dangerously, right? Like there's less danger, so the game is also less exciting.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, we got to move on already. I think, but this has become a Monster Hunter joining episode because I really want to get to the part 5, and I think from there we might actually end it after that. But because as I mentioned at the start of the episode, you are the Alpha Chat gamer, gamer dad, Alpha Chat gamer dad. So I really wanted to ask you, right? How do you manage time? How do you manage your time? Like you're a father of 4, you have a full-time job. Previously you run your own company. How do you find the time to do that and work?
I feel that the gaming time, right, is really dependent on the priority lah. I mean, I feel lah, because there is definitely different priorities in life, right? And then some people you have some free time, either you use the free time to work out or you use the free time to like read a book. For me, I just use the free time to play. Then my wife also very understanding. My wife also knows that I like to play games a lot. So like now, you see, she also like the kids also not bothering her. So we have been chatting for quite some time already, and the kids also don't kind of bother me, right? Then it really deals with like what is the alternative. If let's say my wife last time tell me also lah, would you rather I say, hey, I ask her, you don't object to me playing games, right? Then he say, well, you play games, you're at home.
Yeah.
Rather than you go
Go
out,
KTV.
yeah,
Go
go and
KTV
drink
drink.
or whatever, right? I
Get
mean,
COVID.
like, yeah, contribute to COVID. So I think there is still some truth to, I mean, for gaming lah, that is still a little bit better than some other activities lah.
Mm.
Yeah, but of course, also there is the downside to it lah. I think bottom line is still the self control lah.
Yep.
Have to make sure that you put other priorities first before the game time, lor. Be it work, be it family, or whatever. Lor.
Have you ever had conversations with have you ever conversations with either with your wife or with your boss or whatever where they told you like, hey, you need to spend more time doing this or you're too much? Have you ever had those or it's usually a self thing?
Never with my boss lah. I mean, because my boss don't care. Because I objective driven one lah. Yeah. So don't think they care. I play about games also lah. Like, but my wife wise, I think the only person that complained I play too much game is my mom. Yeah. But now she
for so long already since young.
but now I think I adult already. She also don't complain because she also play games. So she play the mobile one. All those people like to play mobile game, right? So
yeah. Pokemon Go.
Yeah, no, she doesn't play Pokemon Go. She play all those like the I won't say Bejewel,
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush.
Yeah, type of
Candy
games.
Crush.
She like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, I think we all can agree with that. In terms of like, I always tell people there are worse hobbies to have than gaming, like course, drugs.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Do you think that? Okay, so me and Mav are fathers of newborns. Do you think that? So you had your first kid 11 years ago, right? Your first kid is 11.
11 years ago.
How old were you?
This 84 means what? This year will be.
Oh, that was young.
You're 37 this year.
37 this year.
So you were 26.
26.
Yeah, 26. I think
wow.
consider our standards is considered young, but during my mom's era, consider like old already.
Yeah lah. No, but 26 is now 26 you get married is very young already. Not even talk about first kid. Now 26 get married is super young by the way.
I wouldn't. Yeah, maybe lah. I would say I don't be. I say okay lah. It really depends on culture lah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So what do you think is some things that because me and Marv being newborn dads, what are some things that you've learned?
Newborn dads, we just came out.
Newborn dads of newborns.
Okay, my and this is a serious note, right? For newborn fathers, please give your wife as much support as she needs, because I think the post depression the
postpartum depression,
it's a very real thing Not that my wife has but I have friends that the wife do suffer from this, so that is a very real thing and shouldn't take it for granted Jokingly, I'll definitely ask her, hey, I'm very trolling, I can be a bit troll, right? So I'll ask her like, you need help or not
a bit only.
Yeah, I'll definitely make an effort. It's out of my character to ask, but I will make an effort to ask whether need help or not. And then she say no, she say yes. Then sometimes I do some things to disturb her a bit to show her that I'm still in the picture. You got anything, you just rely on me. Then make sure that she knows that there's a place. If there's anything wrong, you will just drop the game and you'll step up. I think that must be unquestionable But besides that, then do whatever you want. But that's being established already. Then you do whatever you want. I mean, at the end of the game, I view games as games. Games are still a pastime. Although I play a lot of it, but you really need to stop. Then it has to stop. There is still a priority. Still a priority in life. And as long as that is established within the household, then all will be well.
We were just saying that your wife must be like 强 power.
So just before this, I was having a conversation with my friends. That's why I was slightly late. So go and have dinner with them. One of them is also a new father So they also asked me, hey, wow, Lam, how you do it? How you do it with 4 kids? I want to die, Then they were just discussing whether can I have the second one or, very serious discussion, and all of them, all on the table, all fathers. So
Yeah.
all like saying, I want, then they were just discussing about finance, discussing about, one had 1 kid, one had 2 kids, the other one inherited 2 kids because he married a lady with 2 kids. So all different walks of life, different stages, right? Then I jokingly tell them, say, I have 4 kids because it's maximum ROI, because my wife doesn't work full-time job, right? So I asked her, like, you want to tell your wife, hey, why don't I promote you from a mother of 1 to a mother of 2? Then you don't have to work also. So, so we were just joking about that.
Yeah.
So I think, having 4 kids is really a blessing for us. I mean,
It is.
yeah, it's really a blessing, God's blessing that we have 4 kids. So
Do you think it gets easier the more you have?
I think the ecosystem will form. So I think
Yeah.
like now they play games and they ended. So my kids play this game called
They're playing now, catching.
no they play this game called Offline Adopt Me. I don't know whether
Oh, mine adopt me. Hey, hello.
Wow, the name.
hello.
Oh,
Hey,
okay, 出来了。
they're chasing
Release the kraken. Oh, the dog. Hey, so cute, the dog. Is
Yeah,
it Shih Tzu, is it?
no, it's a poodle, toy poodle.
Oh.
Yeah, so they play this game called Offline Adopt Me. So they will say open trade. Like literally just say open trade. Puts in like fly right potion. I don't know what then the other person will say, okay, accept trade, accept. Like this is the actual words that they will use to like simulate like offline.
But what are they doing? What are they
Like-
trading?
Like a pet like adopt me pet because they cannot play online with the computer, right? So they simulate real life offline trading. Yeah.
So it's virtual, it's pretend. It's not actually real.
Pretend play, yeah.
Oh.
The 2 person will just pretend play and offline. Let's play offline adopt me. Like.
That's so
Okay.
cute.
Yeah,
That's super
it's
cute.
quite amazing to see that happen also. I'm like, that also can.
Yeah. I guess that's the good thing when their kids are of a certain age and they are in the they can play with. I have a friend with 5 kids, so same thing also. Like they, in a sense, you have to take care of them, but then once they hit a certain age, then it actually becomes more manageable because you don't need to put in the effort to not say play with them, but they can like entertain themselves, and it's better for them.
Yeah, like xiao double. Like,
Xiao.
playing with the dog. I don't know, chasing a dog here and there. Hope the dog don't die.
So you have three girls.
I got 3 girls. Then this is my son.
Yeah. So cute lah. Hey, they're all so cute lah. They're all coming and see you already. See what you're doing.
They already start already.
They can't disturb.
They realize what's going on already.
This is like, okay, need to end the podcast soon, Papa. I actually have a question, and I don't know whether you can answer this, but if you can try, what is the biggest mistake you've made? You made as a father,
Biggest,
or even as a husband? I don't know whether you can think like. I mean,
Or rather, something that you
regret.
you can tell us to look out for and avoid.
there are some memories that I hold very dear. So when I was young, and this one is for this one, right? This one. So when she was younger, right, I used to hold her.
See, she listening.
I used to hold her, then I will rock her. Then I say, I will play this sacrifice game. Okay, it's called a sacrifice big baby. So I will sacrifice big baby. Then I will ask her, you point at her bedroom. Then because then I will throw her onto the bed.
Yeah.
Then I will say, big baby, sacrifice. Then I throw her to her bed, right? Then I really, really miss the time where she will like, because my bedrooms are all very near to each other, so she will point, there, I want that. Then I'll throw her. So as she grow older now, right, then I think cannot sacrifice her anymore. So I'm closest to my eldest daughter because I spend most time with her because they are first time. How do I put this? They are first time children. We are also first time parent. Like we also
it's a fresh experience for you
for
also,
all of us. Yeah. And but subsequently, then I won't say it becomes diluted. Yes.
Show you something.
Okay, show me.
Can I show to the public?
Okay, show to the
Sure.
What's that?
Oh, it's a magic trick. He's showing that he can move the card.
Okay, you show. Oh wow!
Okay, that's pretty cool. Those of you who don't know what's going on, his son is showing us a magic where he's moving a cut across his hand,
It's very
but he's not moving his hand.
Yeah, it's
Right,
cool.
the cut is just moving across.
That's a nice magic trick.
That's a cool magic trick.
Yeah.
That's a cool magic trick.
I couldn't tell it's a magic trick.
Now take your papa's credit card and do the same
looks
thing.
so
Then make it disappear.
Take his credit card and then like swipe it across the machine.
Go to your favorite store, slide across the machine there. See
You're on
that?
the Discord.
yeah, Discord.
Wow, your son also know Discord, so
Yeah, so I don't let him go on Discord because there's a minimum age to subscribe to
Yeah.
Discord, right?
Yeah.
So I tried my best to follow the.
yeah, I get it.
Wow.
Yeah, so treasure. So your thing is that you told us to treasure the memories that you have with your kids, the things that you know you can't do.
Or make more
anymore
memories
now.
before
Yeah,
they grow up.
before
lah.
they don't allow you to make memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they grow up so fast.
okay.
They grow up so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, man.
You know, Meredith, she's now at the stage where she can like bluff you, like, you know, fake you.
Smoke you.
Yeah, like literally smoke, you know. So I know I posted on Instagram. There was one where she's holding her sock. Then she'll bring her sock up to her mouth. And then she'll wait for Sherilyn my wife, right,
React.
to pull her hand down. Then she'll laugh. She'll be like, then she'll do it again.
She's waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, so like just last week, right, she did the same thing to my mom, and my mom managed to capture it. So they were at McDonald's. Then my mom cut up, like, you know, the hotcakes into pieces, and then she was so she can feed herself, lah, obviously, right? Because she's almost 1, she's like 11 months. So my mom's like, can you feed Nai Nai? Then she took a piece, put it into my mom's mouth, and took it out, ate it, and then she went like that. Then when I saw the video, I was like,
Ultimate troll.
me and my wife were like, oh my god, she's sentient. she actually
She's
has
a
like her
human.
own. She has her own thinking and like own character now. You know, like when babies are born, you just you do like the peekaboo thing, then they just laugh. They just react. Normally they just react.
Yeah.
But now she's like getting reactions out of us. Yeah, and I don't know why, but I just felt like, oh my god, you know, my
So real.
my daughter is just
Yeah.
growing up so fast.
Yeah.
She's no longer a baby anymore. Yeah. It kind of made me sad also lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There will be many of such first, right? The first time there will be a two-way communication where they hold complete conversation with you. That will be also,
mind blown.
yeah, you'll be like, wow, can one.
That's where you need to start smacking them already, right?
No.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. I mean, mine is 2 months younger than Meredith. 9 months. 9 months. Yeah. And yeah, now she's. I mean, it's more fun now because they can respond to you, right? And then of course they always say, right, girls are easier at the start, but then headache later on as they get older. Do you hold on to this? Do you think that's true?
For sure. Because
Oh, really?
I think as people, right, girls are the one that stands to lose out a bit more, right? When they grow up, yeah, compared to guys. So that part definitely we worry lah. Yeah.
Then do you think, following up on this, saying what are some things that we should do more? What do you think is the best choice you've ever done or made, whether it's regarding to parenting or even being a husband?
Are you going to say having 4 kids?
No, I want to say becoming Christian, but I don't.
Amen.
This
brother.
is not a religious podcast.
I'm a
but
missionary. I would say amen, but yeah, okay. He's a guest. He can say whatever he wants.
Okay, but besides
Yeah.
that, I would think that having the ability to raise 4 children and have 4 children. If y'all don't know my son, just now you saw, right? He's slightly he's on the autistic spectrum, so he's not in a normal school, right? But I think got people ask me before lah, do you hate God for it lah? I feel that no, he brings the family a lot closer as well. I think he's quite troll lah, so I think
Quite true. That one
he
learned
picks
from
up
you,
your
that one.
qualities lah.
He definitely learned from you.
Voice fitting. He just said.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe going to the last part. Since Marv, do you have any more questions regarding this aspect of like kids and being parents?
I'm sure there'll be more in the future. We can have him back.
Yeah. when my kid has trolled me for the first time, I'll get Lam back and ask other questions about this. Or when my kid has I also, like, I don't even think that far into the future. Like in terms of like, okay, I always say like people ask me how is it like being a dad, right? That's the first because they ask new fathers. But I always say right now I don't really feel like I'm a dad in the sense that the parenting aspect hasn't kicked in for me. I feel right now I'm really taking care of her physical needs.
Yeah.
And I'm playing with her and I'm trying to give her as much love as I can. But to me, parenting has this whole level of like teaching her how to, in a Christian point of view, how to love God, but how to love other people as well, how to be respectful of her of us, but to other people as well. But that requirement is zero now. She's 9 months. She can do whatever she wants, right? And everything that she does is not done out of malice, right? It's done out of like innocence. Everything is innocent to her. Like when she hit you, you know it's because she's happy or she's playing. Like there's no malice at all in everything that she does. But later on when she hits people, then you have to teach her what are you gonna do? Right? You're gonna have to that's parenting. Right? How do you teach her to be respectful of people, not to hit people when it's like no inappropriate time? So I always say that I feel like for now, at least, I don't know whether Ma feels the same. Maybe he feels a bit different. I don't feel like I'm a parent per se. Yeah.
What do you think?
I think the I won't say problem, but the issue now is that they don't really understand. So Meredith's character she is extremely headstrong lah. When she doesn't get something right, she will get very angry. Like she will literally like beat her chest and yeah, be very angry with you. Like she will express her anger. And I've been trying to let her know that this is not the right way, but how do you do that, to an 11-month-old who doesn't understand words? Yeah, because I mean we have taught her how to sign, so she signs certain things.
Like the mum.
Like for example, if she wants something,
more.
this more. Like she will sign like please.
Oh.
Yeah, so like she'll bring the biscuit to me, and she'll put it in front of me. Then I'll say, what do you have to say? You say please, right? And she'll like do this. Then sometimes she'll say thank you. Like she'll say, thank you like that, right? So she'll do this. Yeah. She can sign certain things, but she doesn't sign them because she knows what thank you
What it means.
She signs them because she has learned that this is the correct response. To getting something. She signs please because she knows that if she signs please, she gets something, right? Yeah. So how do you teach an 11-month-old that throwing tantrums is wrong? You can't. As much as I would love to, but yeah, I do agree with you that at this point, a lot of it is just I would say showing them love, letting them show their love, and when they lose their temper or they throw tantrums, then normally I try to calm her down in a best way as I can. Like Shirley and I, maybe we will like we'll hug her and hold her and talk to her, like speak calmly to her so that she will. Because normally, like one of the things is like they will mirror you, right? So if you get angry, then they'll get even angrier. Yeah. So I do think about it lah. Actually, like I'm different from you, Ian, in this sense. I do think about it. Like sometimes I lie in bed, then I'm like, oh my god, I'm raising a daughter. What am I gonna do when she's like a teenager? Yeah.
That's so far.
Yeah. No, seriously. Then I'm like, what if she meets people like me when she's a teenager? But yeah, I do think about it. I do get worried. But I guess when the time comes, then
it will come, and then you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
As it comes. Actually, okay. Last question before we finish up or go to the last part. But I want to say, like, because he was mentioning that Meredith is headstrong, right? And I think my daughter's an extrovert. Like, she will be super tired. The more I bring her out and she sees new people outside, right, she will like suddenly super happy and like smile and laugh and move. How when your kids were this age, like a year, how much do you think of their personality at that age translates to now, like when they're older? Do you know what I mean? Like, does their personality change a lot from the time when they were 1 year old to like 7? I don't know.
I feel that they do. And that's just me, right? I feel that they do, their personality become more refined, and it can be the total opposite of what they were.
Okay.
Because I think there is also the nurturing part, or how you I mean, at the end of the day, there is social norms of what is acceptable, right? And then whether we like it or not, the schools, we as parents, their siblings will tell them what is right or what is wrong. Ma.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I think their behavior definitely will change according
Okay.
to time as they
Yeah.
grow older. I think we change as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm so I won't say I'm still an introvert. Yeah, in case y'all don't know, but
Mm.
after we get comfortable, then I can become a bit more talkative. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
nurtured out. lah. Yeah.
Were you born a troll? No, I'm just kidding.
My wife laughed when you said that you're an introvert.
Hey, wow! I am an introvert. I mean, if you first meet me, I'm very sure because, like what I said in the but right, a lot of times I know the things that I say mean I won't say it's offensive, but it is not easy to swallow. And I take some time to understand you guys first before I make jokes because there are lines that I don't cross.
Mm.
So I'm very very clear on that lah. There are things that I don't joke about one, but it takes time to understand the person ma, before you
Yep.
Yeah.
speak.
I actually just did the 16 personalities thing.
And
Yeah. MBTI.
Yeah.
Is it?
So
Mm.
I'm
What are you?
actually hold on. I can't remember. I'm a mediator. Let me see. I just
You what? J.
no. I'm I something.
INTJ.
Hold on. I saved it.
I will guess. I guess you were IST. or
INFP.
NFP.
Oh.
INFP. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know yours, Lam?
Don't know. It'll be a
Cannot
long
remember
time.
already.
I will think that
Yeah.
it's changed according to
Yeah.
time really because
Although they do say that your personality doesn't change that
really, man?
much.
Okay.
Yeah, they say your character can change, like your habits change, but
Ah.
generally your personalities are quite rooted. In terms of like I agree with you that like I totally understand that you're an introvert because I am also okay. When I say I'm introvert, people are like, how are you introvert? You're so not talkative. Like talkative doesn't mean you're an
Yeah,
introvert.
exactly, right? Thank you.
Introvert and extroverts is how you gain energy. Like you feel recharged by being around other people. I'm like, no man. I mean I like being around people, but I like being by myself more. Like I need the time to be by myself, and that's the introvert part. But yeah, anyway. I thought let's end this with my favorite topic, which is food. And I think it's Lam's favorite topic also.
Before we go into food, can I just share something else first?
Of course,
So
man.
because I think this is good advice, right? For all the gamer dads out in the world and all the new dads, right? So I had this very long conversation with my wife before I took up a regional job in my previous role. So I took up a regional job and I flew a lot in my previous life before I joined this company.
Previous life.
I always call myself my previous life, right? Yeah.
Fusion resurrected.
Then so I told her that the people who you read online who say that I regretted I should have spent more time with my children, like on my deathbed or whatever, right? These are the people who have succeeded in life. These are the people who have provided for their families. If let's say someone who has not provided for their family, right, you won't hear him say like, I should have spent more time with the family. I should have. No, they'll be spend more time working. So there is also a line to draw between career and family life, right? Although everybody will tell you, say family life is important, I will tell you that career is equally important. The ability to provide for your family is equally important as well. So for all the new fathers, don't use family as an excuse to not succeed in your career as well. That is equally important. Nobody will tell you this because it's not popular, right? But it is the truth. Yeah. So please. Sorry.
Do you think that there are dads who use that though? Like who will say like
I believe so, and they will use it in very subtle ways. Let's say you have a entertainment. Let's say you need to meet a customer after work for dinner, and it's not because you don't want, not because you have family duties, but because you feel that you use family as an excuse to say you don't want to go.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be very subtle one, but it can be both lah. It can be a bit of both, right?
Yeah.
But some people just use, I have to do this because family calls first. But actually, you don't want to go on.
Yeah, true.
Actually, what you hold on. Okay. So Jamie has a question, but let me talk about my perspective on what you just said lah. Actually, what you said, I would say, kind of hits home for me, because I feel like I have done it. Hey, he's doing the trick again.
He's been doing it the whole time, bro. You never see.
Okay, so
Using the other hand on the show. Okay, yeah. Okay, go. Let's go.
so before Meredith was born, when
Hmm.
when my wife and I were still trying lah,
Hmm.
I actually applied for a master's course.
Are you talking
Yeah.
about me?
No, we're not talking about you. Don't worry.
No.
Cannot hear.
Yeah, and the master's course is actually half day on Saturdays and full days on Sundays. Yeah. So when I found out that Meredith was coming, I decided to withdraw lah, to stop the process. Decided not to continue. Because the course is like 2.5 years, and it would start around the time that Meredith was born lah. This year, like it was started. I think correct. This year, like January. Meredith was born in September. Okay, the reason why I decided not to was because I feel like it will make me miss her growing up.
Sorry?
Yeah, because like we already work full time, right? Obviously, we work full time, Then we see her like maybe 1 hour before she falls asleep on the weekdays. And if I were to, and I work on Saturdays half day, and then I will have to go to work for the second half of the Saturday, and then a full day at study on Sundays. I would literally I would not see her at all. I would miss 2 years of her life. Yeah. So when I discussed this with Sherilyn, with my wife, I decided that getting the qualification is not as important as me being able to see my first
Available.
child growing
Yeah.
up. Yeah. And I think my situation is a bit different also because I've already at this point, I'm the highest that I can go in my career without being management. Yeah. So the next step would be management role, which I'm not sure I want to because I do enjoy working on the ground. But I'm a counselor, by the way. So if people don't know, it would mean that I don't do much counseling, I manage a team of counselors instead. Yeah. But I guess when the time comes, then I will think about it lah. Yeah. But I do feel like to me it was justified. But when you said it, sometimes I do think like maybe I didn't really want to study. Like, I used it as
Excuse.
a reason. I won't say excuse, but a reason for me not to further my studies. So my mom has always been asking me like, hey, why you don't go further your studies? Like, why don't you go and get your masters? Then I'm like, get for masters for what? I get also like, I'm not gonna get automatic promotion. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you get a master. There are many people in my company who have masters who didn't get promoted. Like they're ranking lower than me. Like I'm in charge of them, that kind of thing. Like I'm their supervisor, Yeah. But what you said does hit a bit close to home lah. But I would say that I have no regrets because I wouldn't give up anything to be able to see like Meredith grow up lah. Yeah.
I think there is a whole spectrum between family and job. So going all out on job and losing family is not good. Going all out on family that you cannot provide also no good lah. So the key is not to like let's say studies. It's just one episode among many other episodes that you will face. I mean, in all decisions, have you watched the movie Click? The remote control one. It is like that.
Yeah.
Like if you make all decisions to like job, right, then you will lose family on. But if you make all decisions to family, not say you will lose your job lah, but you can't provide as well. Like for example, does it feel good that you can send your children to additional education, like to provide a certain quality of life for family? Definitely, it feels good. Correct, no? Like so, there must be a balance between both lah. Then I don't know lah. That's my thoughts now. You have to be able to provide, yet you don't sacrifice for family, but don't use family for excuse to not provide.
Yeah. No, I think it's a different, like, I think it's like you say, it's a spectrum. So like what Marv is saying is it's not on, it's only one small
it's one
episode.
example.
If like every time I talk to Marv and he says, I say what like his boss tells him to do, he said no, I cannot go back to family. I think I got family stuff. Then that's a different story already, right? Because he's saying
we show you to do this one, you say, cannot, I need to take care of children. We show you eat dinner, cannot, need to take care of children. And I have friends that are doing that. Yeah. everything that you ask them to do, then they say, oh, cannot, I have to take care of you. Got so difficult, man. Like,
Then they wear the shirt like bocho. I told you also, you never come.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Jamie is asking
yeah.
something on the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
let's
let's
answer this
respond
question.
to Jamie. Yeah. Go ahead, Ian.
Okay, so Jamie asked, it's quite a multi-tiered question, although the question follows along a similar vein. So the first question she asked is, do you think that there are differences in expectations between dads and moms? So and following along that point, which Eugene mentioned, was that what about women who are sacrificing family time for their career and therefore going against, there's this, and I agree, society has this unspoken expectations that women should be the primary caretaker of the family. So do you think that there are differences between expectations between dads and mom? I can answer this also as well, and everybody can give their answer. There definitely is, especially in Singapore. The Singapore society culture is that moms take care of their kids. That is if you tell me otherwise, I would question which part of Singapore you live in and who's your but I just think that's the way whether it's healthy or not, that's debatable whether or not it's the correct thing to do. But I think that in terms of primary caregiving, especially in the formative years of your baby's life, like in the first 1 to 2 years, I think the woman, the mom is the primary caregiver and the dad is the primary bread giver. The breadwinner, sorry. Breadwinner, breadgiver. I guess technically he's also a bread giver.
Giver
He
of
gives the
bread.
bread also. Giver of bread. That's Jesus, a giver of bread. But on the second point about women sacrificing family time for their career, I think in our current society, it's definitely frowned upon. When a woman chooses her career instead of family, sad to say, it is. I mean, don't even talk about female lah. Male also, if they sacrifice family time for their career nowadays in this culture, like what Lam was saying, it is like seen as like a negative thing also. But I think for women is doubly so. Like a woman who chooses to say, I'm not gonna take care of my kid, I'm gonna put my kid in, like, I don't know, to get help or whatever, is negative lah. What do you guys think?
Marv, you go first.
Okay, so without a doubt, at the beginning, definitely, obviously I'm speaking from experience, because women have longer break in that sense, right? They even more leave lah. They definitely spend more time being the primary caregiver, whatever you want to call it. So I would say from my experience, I mean, my wife's sitting next to me. I hope she agrees. At this point in time, I would say our duties or our time spent is quite equal. Maybe even more so for me. Like I think I actually spend more time with my daughter. But this is purely a consequence of our jobs lah. Yeah, she has a stricter timetable. Mine's a bit more flexible. And I would say in terms of duties performed, or expectations of what I have to do and what she has to do, they are the same. I probably change more diapers than her. She makes up for it by not that she has to make up for it, but I'm just figure of speech that she feeds her lah, because obviously I can't feed her, right? I don't produce milk. If I did, something is wrong. Yeah. So in that sense, our duties or our expectations are actually quite similar. I don't think, like for my wife, I don't think she feels that she has to do more than me. That she's expected to do more than me, because from birth, I definitely have advocated that being a dad is not a duty. Being a dad is a privilege. I'm sure you all will agree with me. But of course, in our society, unfortunately, the whole like family system and the way that roles are being seen, still quite set in the Asian way lah, right? Where moms are expected to do much more or even everything. I mean, we have friends, not naming any names, but we have friends whom the dads don't do anything at all. They don't even change diaper. They don't bathe the kid. All they do is hold the kid while the mom goes like to pee and to wash up, and then come back and give you. They don't do anything because they say, I work all day. What I I bring the money back, you know.
Mm.
But to me, I feel that, I mean, obviously, personally, I feel that that's wrong, lah.
Mm.
Yeah, you have as much a role to play as your wife. You know, you brought this kid into the world. It's like, so what if you earn like all the money for the family, because there is certain connections and certain
Mm.
things that happen when you do, you know, things other than just holding the kid like that, right? Yeah. So I mean, that's my own take lah.
Yeah.
Regarding career, sacrificing family time, I think my situation is a bit unique for this question, because my wife is definitely slightly more successful than me in her career. Yeah, in the sense that, so I work two jobs, but if I were to work only one job, she actually earns more than me. I only earn more than her
Mm.
because I work two jobs. But that's also because of the companies that we work for lah. She works for a government hospital. I work for a charitable organization. So there's a difference in terms of, like, you know, the money that we bring back. Does she sacrifice family time for her career? I would say yes, she does have to, because it's part of her job. And she loves her job. I would say she enjoys doing what she does, even though sometimes she does get, you know, pissed off at things that happen at work. But who doesn't, right?
Mm.
Like, everybody
Yeah.
does, you know, encounter problems. And it's fine. Like, if she has to work a certain time, I'm happy to take care of Meredith alone. Like, why wouldn't I? As a dad, why wouldn't you want to spend more time with your kid, or have more quality time with your kid? Which
But
is why, sorry, you were saying?
is it an expectation of you or because you want to do it?
No, that's the thing. I don't think anything is expected of me. Like, I could easily call my mom or pass Meredith off to the in-laws.
Mm.
But of course, if I can, I will want to spend time with my own kid lah. Yeah. Which is why I don't.
But we do judge people who don't do it though. Which,
Um,
in a sense, then that's like, okay, I agree with you. Like, I would do the same thing. Like, if
Yes.
you are dad of a newborn and you don't know how to change, you don't know how to do anything. You didn't do anything. You don't shower your kid. You don't, like, I'm judging you. I'm sorry. And
I agree.
because my
I agree with you.
expectation of a father is that you have to put in, like, time matters. Like, you can say, like, I'm very efficient with my time with my family. Time matters. You have to put in the time, just like you have to put in the time at work for it to count.
Mhm.
Right. So I
Yeah, I mean,
do think
it's
there
like
is expectation.
a game analogy. You have to level up your character for it to, you know, reach a certain, like, power level, right? If you don't spend time on your character, it's gonna be a level 1 piece of shit that, you know, can't do anything. Which I don't know. Maybe there are different expectations for different families. I'm pretty sure, like, the whole Asian culture does play a big part in terms of, like, how much should dads contribute to, you know, the taking care of a child. Yeah. But I agree with you. People who don't, like, I'm not saying that you have to do like 50%, you know, you must do
Yeah.
50%. But if you are somebody who doesn't even put in effort and you think that it's all the wife's duties, then I would say, I don't know, man. I don't think very highly of you lah. Yeah. Yeah. But of course, there are circumstances where, you know, maybe, okay, let's say, like, for example, like, if let's say you came from a poor family, then you have to work like all the time, you have like 3 jobs, that kind of thing. Then of course it's understandable.
Different story. Yeah.
But if you come home and then you like sit in front of TV while your wife is like taking care of the kid all the time, and then I feel like, that's not right lah.
So I wanted to confess a bit. I'm just the exact person that you just mentioned. Yeah. I'm very sorry, don't judge me. But I think in my defense, because my wife is from Indonesia, right? She's like, you don't come and, like, you know, this is my territory.
Oh.
No, that's
Oh,
fine.
really?
If your wife
That's fine.
is setting the
That's
boundaries,
okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, she's like, hey, like,
Yeah.
if I need your help, I'll tell you. Like, you know.
Yeah, then that's okay.
That's fine.
But I, like, me and my wife know people who the wife is struggling.
Oh, then okay lah. Then have to
Yeah,
help lah.
yeah.
I mean, if it's yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
if the wife is
Yeah.
struggling, then of course.
But I think gender roles exist for a reason. I think there's, and it, like what we said, it has to do within the couples, right? If the couple have a clear okay, so I think firstly it's important to be a father, but I think it's firstly more important to be a husband. I think we talk about being fathers as an important thing, but if you forsake being a husband for being a father, you're not doing your job either. your husband first. Like that, you married your wife first, right?
Yeah.
And so I think honestly, I think being a good husband first will settle a lot of the other issues that happens later on. Because if you take care of the wife, and if your wife is a primary giver, and she feels loved, she feels taken care of, she feels like she has the energy to do that for your kid, then everything kind of falls into place a little bit more. It's for people who don't do any of that. Like they are a crap husband, they are a crap dad in a sense that they don't provide physically and they don't provide emotionally for the kid. And of course, as your kids get older, right, they require different things.
For sure.
Right. So like you said, you I remember what you said just now. You said, who's your best friend? Right. When they ask you like you are reinforcing to them that I'm your best friend. I will be there. You go to your mom when you want food. Don't come to me.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what to do when you come food. Maybe I'll order McDonald's for you. But if you need someone to talk to, if you need someone to fix your computer, like I'm there for you. I can be here whenever you need someone to talk to. And I think that's where the roles, and I mean, that's where roles come from. That's why it's so perfect as like men and women don't give the same thing in a relationship. And that's
There
why
is
it's
actually a statistics on this, right? People who have father figures in their life actually end up lesser in prison. So that's why the whole Dads for Life movement came about, right?
Yeah.
So I think having a father figure in the child's life really is very important. Then I think to go back to Jamie's questions, on the unspoken expectation with regards to women, right? It really depends. If you ask my wife, so my wife is a woman, right? Will she rather please the children?
I hope your wife is a woman, man.
Like, will she rather please the children or will she rather please society? I mean, undoubtedly she will want to please the children. So to the children, she not say inability to work. She works. She runs a very successful online shopping store previously, right? Scale down already, but you know, and she have returning. You know how you have a very successful returning online business is when people mother of 4 child. Means 4 child means a long time already. Like not us like other people, her customers. 4 times got some testimony they write say, hey, wow, this is my 4th child because she sell a lot of maternity stuff. So 4th child means like minimum gap is 4 years. 4 years is a bit tough already. That means it's like maybe 8 years. 8 years if you're stretching 2 years gap lah. So like say this is my 4th child and I hunt high and low. I didn't know you have moved your shop. So they hunt high and low to come back as a returning customer because my wife chats with them and don't just sell them stuff because she's a mother. So she like
consultant.
Yeah, like tell her, hey, don't worry, like you have no breast milk, it's fine. Like you just relax, you just like becomes friend. And a lot of them actually becomes friend. And she runs a very successful business of that, right? But if you ask her what is more important, that means her career or her children, she don't have to think, she will tell you say it's the children. Because that is her VIP customer. So I think I think to answer Jamie is really like at the end of the day, who are you pleasing? Or is it going to be the husband? Is it the husband, family, society, or your children? If you feel that the most important thing is your children, then don't care about what society say. I mean, you just have to know that if you ask my kids, are they appreciative that my wife stays at home and can send them, they confirm say yes. No, I mean, it's like, how can you be no to that, right? So
Kena whack. No.
say what?
What do you say to me? Yeah. Thanks, Jimmy, for the question. That's a tough one. And of course, we're answering as dads. It'd be good for you to have a woman's. In next episode with us, our significant other. It'll be fun to see all our wives talking.
We'll have our wives on maybe one of upcoming
these days,
episodes. Then
Yeah.
we get the perspective from the other side.
Yeah, it'll be quite interesting. Just to segue to end. I was gonna make this into a whole thing, but let's just make it simple lah. Okay, let's name to end. Hey, wait, before we go, any shout outs, Marv or Lam, that you wanna give before we close the podcast?
I'm not sure who is here, right? So, I mean, if you see this in a future episode, and then what we say is suddenly not appropriate, who we become, please don't judge us. This is true. At the point of time, this is what we think. This is what we
don't cancel us, please.
Don't cancel us. Don't cancel us. If this,
and if anyone go in politics, please vote for him. Yeah, thanks.
in the future, my kids will watch this. My Rebecca will watch this show. Then while I'm dead. Don't you anyhow talk or not? Okay, so for lastly, let's just state. We just 1, 2, 3. I'll give you guys 30 seconds to think. State your favorite food.
It has to be local.
No, it's up to you. Whatever you want. Like okay, basically, I was thinking whether should I do it as like the last meal kind of thing, or should I do it as a
Holy
if you
wow.
could only have one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Easy for
Because they are very different, right?
Got budget.
They're
or
very
not?
different. Budget. Then what are you thinking of? Seafood platter.
Morton's every day, man.
Okay, I tell you what, let's just keep it simple. What's your favorite local food?
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
local food
Favorite,
makes.
favorite local food. Okay?
Okay.
And then we'll close it. We'll close it from there. No judgment. Just what's your favorite local food?
Okay.
Okay? Malam, you want to go first?
Nasi lemak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Nasi lemak. For me.
Do you have a particular favorite one?
No, it's fine.
Like
As long as
Pongo nasi lemak or the legit or the Malay nasi lemak kind?
both can. Like as
Both
long as
can.
the rice is the coconut rice, right? Yeah.
And the chicken is fried enough.
Then there's condiments, and then the chili is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is probably. I can eat the chili plus egg plus nasi lemak, like the rice done. Like
That's enough. Wow. Wow.
I think that's
Okay.
can eat that for life.
Yeah. Mark?
I'm going to give an answer that you may not approve of.
It's okay.
Because you say, that's not local food. But I'm going to say McSpicy.
It's local. It's local.
I think you can find McSpicy other places.
Have.
No,
UK just had it.
Oh.
But UK's ones sucks.
And you know what they give you? You know what they give you if they give you milk.
They give you a bottle of
Because
milk.
too spicy. Because to them it's too spicy. Weak.
Yeah.
You look at laugh, oh my god. Why do you need milk? Weak. Yeah. Okay, and for me, my favorite food is prawn mee.
Prawn
Not
meat,
the Hokkien mee, not hae mee, like the soup broth.
Mm.
prawn
meat.
broth lah.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
good.
those
That sounds
Geylang Road prawn meat. Yeah, shook man. Yeah. All right. And on that note, thank you guys for watching episode 4 of Two Gamer Dads podcast. Well, and our special guest, Alpha Chat Gamer Dad, Eugene Nam. Bojo.
Like,
thank you guys for
comment,
watching.
and subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. That's on YouTube lah, different lah. Like, comment, share with other people. Thank you guys. Have a good night, evening, afternoon.
Thanks for
wherever you
tuning
are.
in, guys.
Bye.
Okay, bye.